all rolled in here, it all rolled out. Welcome to the stream.
Oh my god, my audio quality.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I can't.
With lemonade, it's so good.
I don't do blue raspberry anymore after drinking an entire fifth of UV blue in a single night.
Oh my god.
I remember that story.
Terrible.
We apologize in advance for the D&D session tonight.
Why are we apologizing? We're all gonna have a great time tonight.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's gonna be a really fun time.
Yes.
Happy America Day.
Congratulations.
Yes.
It's the 4th of July already?
Trying to brighten your day at least a little bit. As much as we, 6 people can? 7 people?
Long story short, somebody... I was out of state training, and somebody decided to make sure that my drink was never empty.
Yeah, so how married are you?
No. So she asked me, she's like, so you're married, right? And I'm like, yeah. She's like, so are you two like serious?
What?
That is the question I got asked.
We're married, but it's just for tax stuff. Like literally,
It's arranged.
a whole. But here's the thing: it wasn't just a fifth of vodka. If I do flavored vodka, I use Mike's Hard Lemonade as a mixer, and it's really good.
It just sounds like a terrible.
No, so
Can't confirm both statements. Well, not necessarily the hangover, but
no,
it's awful.
No hangover. It's amazing because you just a couple of those and you're doing great because it's just full on the
but
alcohol.
It's such trash.
it
Yeah.
sounds just like a classier Four Loko.
Exactly. So I drank with that with the fifth of UV blue. I drank 2 6-packs of Mike's Hard Lemonade.
How are you just not dead?
Cheers.
I'll drink this.
So long story short is, I was really, really drunk. And I turned down Miss Washington, the runner-up of Miss Washington. Because I don't know how, but she thinks supposedly when you get married, it's not actually serious.
No.
I'm like,
Like I said, it's just tax stuff.
no, it's just tax stuff. I felt so bad though.
She's really weird.
I felt so bad though. In the morning, the next morning I worked at like 7 a.m. I texted Suzanne, I'm like, when I get off work tonight, we need to talk. Like, something happened. And she was freaking out all day.
That's a terrible way to say that.
Why would you do that to her?
Yeah,
Because-
but it's kind of...
Because, I needed to get it off my chest. I can't just hold on to it for the entire
just
day.
telling her
Get
that
it
and
off
then,
your chest,
like,
though.
we need to talk later.
Yeah, that's
So
It's never a
then...
good thing to say to someone.
So then I was also probably still a little drunk in the morning.
probably.
So when I got off work that day at 4 or 5 o'clock, I first thing I did was I called her and I'm just like, okay, here's what happened. I want to let you know, just so you know, okay? Nothing happened. This person is fucking crazy. And she's like, she is so lucky I'm not there. I would go and beat her. And I'm like, I would pay to see that. I want to see Susanna beat somebody's ass. But also, it's fine. Okay?
That's so wholesome.
Yeah.
Alright, D&D.
Hello, everyone.
This is a D20 being rolled.
Okay, thank you for that. This is Luke, everybody. Our face character this evening.
Not drunk yet.
I could get there.
Would you please introduce yourself?
Yes, I am Luke the Lute. Oh. Sorry. I don't play the lute though, I play the lyre. and I'm
He's
here
quite
to
the liar.
help my friends.
So the liar is a mini Luke.
The
The
liar.
liar is a mini heart.
Yes.
Yes.
So you like this
Yeah.
chair thing.
Exactly.
A lute
Exactly.
is a fancy flute.
Yeah.
That's what you play.
The
The liar.
Not a.
no.
But
The
he's not a liar.
the liar. Right. I'm Luke
play
the
a
lute.
liar.
Luke the lute who plays the liar,
you
but I'm
play
not a
a
liar.
Right. Yeah.
I'm I'm a human bard.
Feels somewhat
Luke.
just
Luke the Lute is a liar player.
Yes. A liarist.
Like a liarist. Alright. Mira the Stormbringer. Would you introduce yourself?
The Stormbringer and the Chaos Finder. Not that anyone in our campaign knows that yet.
I think it's only been mentioned maybe once to Fluff,
I
believe.
know. Yeah, because the Goddess of Chaos mentioned it, gave me the name, and I think I've mentioned Chaos Binding once since then, because it's only really been brought up the one time. But I am the half-elf sorcerer.
You're a half.
Yes, the half-elf sorcerer with the silvery blonde hair and blue eyes. Sometimes. Who is paranoid beyond all belief at this point and trying to figure out what to make of the world. And whether or not this adventure is worth it in the end.
So many great things keep happening.
Uh-huh. Wonderful. Just so great. I love them all. Not in peril every single session.
Gods are great.
Ever. Uh-huh. Yeah. I really trust that this is a gift, not a curse.
There's a reason why at the end of every fantasy adventure you end up killing all the gods.
That very thank you, sir, for bringing that up. That is very relevant.
Just saying.
My old players would say the same.
Say the same.
All right, over here we have Dio.
Dio Fairfax, monk warlock, 16-year-old happy-go-lucky kid with a questionable past.
Now, Heart of Gold.
Heart of gold.
Okay.
Okay, I believe you.
Stop.
He is
Shut the fuck up, Kyle.
on like this first adventure, seeing how fucked the world truly is, and that forces of good are kind of getting fucked up. And then
I mean, you've seen the bad side of the world. You've grown up with the bad side of the world.
oh yeah, evil always.
And then, yeah.
But now there's some super crazy villains out there, and I need to get stronger to help like my friends progress and all that.
Are we really your friends now?
Yeah.
Really?
You say he's seen the bad side of the world, but how do we know that we're not the good side and outside the dome is even worse?
We just gotta get to the bubble man and find out.
Yeah, we should just abandon the whole Breath of Souls plan and go to the dome. Make that the new goal. I like
You
this
guys
plan.
can do whatever you want.
Oh, we know.
Turns into a water world.
You have an airship now. You can go wherever you want.
No, we don't.
Yeah, we do.
No, we don't.
Almost.
It's only half speed, but yeah, we do.
No, we don't.
Yeah, we do.
We still haven't bought it.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
I
did.
don't think you bought it yet.
No, the shit hasn't been signed yet.
We haven't bought it yet.
You had what was his name?
We already handed over
Brody.
gold.
Brody. You
No.
had Brody go check the ship out, give you some estimates.
We haven't had it repaired, but we've definitely
Bought the ship,
bought
it's
and
just
paid for
in
this ship.
repairs.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you hadn't bought it yet
100%.
because you had gone to Brody, had him check it out, had him give you estimates.
Yep.
Then you reconvened at the guild hall to talk about it,
Correct.
and then you planned.
And
on
we
being
went
able to buy
back to
Yeah,
the
but
docks
then-
and we took a ride in our cart to his
Yeah, we traded the cart to
office.
him to get it
Right.
down to 7,000 and bought it for the 7,000. Or at least Fluff and Luke did that, and I
Right.
think Mira
I don't know why I
and
forgot
I want
that.
to say Dio went back to the prison.
Yeah.
I'm not sure where it was.
You're right. We got it for 7,000.
Because we traded one of the carts.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's needing to be repaired, but we bought the ship.
And I marked all 6,000 off of my character sheet.
Nice try.
Thanks, Fluff. You really earned all of that.
I was just trying to get that one by
Yeah.
Matt. That was not oh, I had all this money.
No, he caught it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean it was a softball.
Too
So.
strong for you?
I should have stopped at one shot. Two is
Yeah, you should.
Okay.
For that size of mug, yeah.
First of all,
Well, I thought it was
whiskey and coffee don't go together.
Yeah, they do. Never heard of putting whiskey in your coffee?
No.
Irish
It's a
coffee?
thing.
Irish
totally
coffee,
different.
you put Jameson in. That's
Is it whiskey?
it's Irish whiskey. It's
Yeah, but
different.
It's still
Jameson
whiskey.
is
No.
Jameson.
Jameson is Jameson. It's different.
Isn't Jameson a bourbon?
No.
Brewed in Kentucky.
It's an Irish whiskey. Evan Williams is a bourbon.
Oh, maybe I'm thinking Jim Beam.
That's a bourbon.
Bourbon.
I don't know. It's
Jameson is a
alcohol.
whiskey. Put it in your coffee.
You're right.
What was that? Hey, yeah, somebody settle this. There we go. Dennis.
What did he say?
Irish coffee,
Mm-hmm.
which is whiskey in your coffee. Okay, hold on.
Why don't you have a
Recap time.
subscriber button yet?
What's that?
Hit that book.
Unsubscribe from
please.
my own show.
I wanted to subscribe to your show.
Alright.
Stream a certain number of days in a month, and you have to get a certain number of average viewers, and it's a whole bunch of garbage.
Mira,
Yes.
your deal. You picked up last session, and you were finishing up your first round of questioning with the captain.
Yes. Here. So I know get my information right. Page. That's also the wrong page.
Are you out?
Anything specific you want to know?
Soon. I'm definitely going to do one shot next cup. Huh?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. That Nick's over there.
Yeah.
That's the voice of Nick. A very impressive fellow. Oh, content warning. The election. Alright, go ahead.
Trump's declared victory to others and like millions of votes not counted was like the Supreme Court did.
Isn't he losing right now?
He's going to go into the Supreme Court and stop votes from being counted. So,
Cheers, everybody.
that's always fun.
Let's get another shot.
Yeah, let's do it.
We expected.
I'll top this off.
Not surprised.
We're
In
gonna
the
take a
slightest.
quick fiver. We haven't started yet. Just received some really bad news. That's the thing, man.
All day.
Not content warning. Hostility your ass, buddy. It's whatever you want it to be.
I got the 6,000 gold for basic repairs, 20,000 to make it fun. But then I saved his life.
Yes, that's true.
So then he. Right.
No, because then they want me to be a ship leader. I'm not doing that again.
I think Oh yeah, hey, Mr. DM, sir.
Yes.
Where's our paladin? Where's our paladin? Where's our paladin?
This is the 4th week. He said he was going to be here. He's not here. He is almost officially out of the group.
So.
Like, he even said he was gonna be here physically this week.
Yep.
And then he texted us saying he's trying to figure out Twitch.
So, if there's anyone who wants to play, preferably an experienced someone, we're looking for a person. Alright, okay. Mira,
Yes.
back to Dungeons and Dragons.
Mira,
you were interrogating...
back to happy life things.
That's right, yes, please, into our
As
fantasy
the
world.
cultists are about to destroy the world.
Oh. That's a big oof.
No pun intended.
Alright. Mira, interrogating Captain at the tail end of this first round of questions, I believe. You left, met up with Orphan, who had just returned with the husband.
Yep.
What happened next?
I believe it was at this point the woman who was up at the front desk, who sounded a lot like tomfoolery and was very suspicious, whatever you want to call it.
Wait, what was Dusk gonna do if he lived closer?
Play D&D with us.
Oh, yeah, dude, that would be fucking awesome.
Yeah. Oh, we're already talking about you DMing a campaign for us, Das.
Yes.
Wait, how did they get to DOS? I thought it was me, and then it went to Chris, and...
No,
No, it never went to Chris.
I thought it was gonna be
Drunk
me.
D&D campaign.
Yeah, Kyle.
Oh.
We were talking about maybe Kyle, but I don't... Would you want to DM that, or would you want to play in that?
If I know you've got a great gig going on in Arizona, but if you ever want to move to Oregon, you've already got a bunch of friends.
Yeah, DOS.
100%. We already like you, and we've never even met you.
Okay, can the campaign just be like Calvin Ball?
What did you just say? What?
I did not catch that.
What?
Can the campaign just be like, what?
Calvin Ball.
Calvin Ball.
Calvin what?
Calvin Ball.
Calvin.
From Calvin Hobbes.
The only rule is you can't play the same way twice.
Oh.
Okay. I
Then we can't play drunk twice.
don't know what that means.
You're right.
That defeats the purpose.
No.
Anyway, back to the
Okay.
campaign.
So,
We're
the
still
woman at the
fucking
front
recapping.
desk, she gave me a coin that had the symbol of the Lady of Chaos that looks like a maelstrom.
Oh shit! I forgot about the secretary.
And it made me think of the Malia Siren, which is like the ultimate trapped mortal beings and their ultimate fate given an apocalyptic vibe. Which I've only seen a couple references to, but it could be something worth looking into. Also, the Maelstrom, and me being the Stormbringer, there's some sort of connection there that I can look into more. I know, crazy, right? Like, who?
No.
What? No, that couldn't ever be a
Why?
thing. We went back to the guild hall to talk about plans. We got the estimate for repairs on the ship, which was going to be 6,000 gold. We decided to go ahead
You did
and
that?
do it. No, all of us at the guild hall decided that yes, it's worth it. To
Alright,
do
so
the ship.
pause. You got back to the guild hall with Orphan. Orphan, was there anything of interest in your little shindig before that you'd like
not-
to mention?
Stonemasons going in the guild hall and fixing things.
Not,
Yes.
not particularly.
They're going to be doing that for a while. Dude, that would be awesome.
That
You
would
should
be awesome.
definitely. We would play.
100%.
Hell yes. Anyway. Anything, Orphan, that you would like to add to that little segment?
Nope.
Okay. Then.
This was the time where I was coming back with them, and I went down to check on what the Masons were doing downstairs, right?
Uh-huh.
Yes. Well, we're not quite there yet.
Yep.
I'm going to Luke and Dio, who are at this time, I think, wrapping up business
With
in the
Brody.
docks, or Brody.
No, with Brody at that
Brody.
point.
Okay.
And we convinced Brody to go and check out the ship with us. So then we headed back to the guild hall because Fluff was the one with the money, and we wanted to go and get that all checked out. Or wait, no, this is after.
Checked out and then went back to
This is
Fluff.
after it already got checked out because Fluff was not there when Brody was falling over. So Brody, right? So Dio and I talked to Greg. Greg agreed to let Brody check out the ship. We went to get Brody. Brody was drunk. We sobered him up
Okay,
enough.
so you went back to the guild hall, and I think that's when you all met up. Fluff, you went down to check out what the fuck the Masons were doing in the lower part of the guild hall. What
Yep.
happened with you?
So yeah, after, but like once Mira and Orphan and I came back, there were Masons kind of running in and out of the guild hall, so I went down to check what the fuck was going on, because Fluff didn't know that anything was broken or busted. But it turns out that there was like an explosion basically in that room where we had healed and brought Ozawan back from the brink of death.
Yeah. Zuvala.
And I was like, so what's going on here? And they're like, we don't know, we just here to fix this shit.
Yeah, what do you
I'm like,
what do you have?
okay. So I kind of,
So when you came back, after you found out I was at the guild hall and brought me back from the brink of death, the room was also destroyed. Like, all of that damage was done when you came back to me and take me over to the ship.
Well, I don't.
but I mean, I hadn't
'Cause I was
gone
still
down and
downstairs.
seen that it was completely
Yeah, I thought
busted.
they literally just, like, dragged me out of the room. I don't think I was upstairs.
Okay. I thought you were still alive.
I mean, I was still alive, but... Like,
I was under the
stabilized me.
impression that you were like upstairs because I hadn't realized that it was all busted at that point.
Oh, okay. I thought I was still downstairs. It's like the guards just got to
As long as we watch the.
If that was the case, we would have had this sort of conversation back at that
Yeah.
point.
Because we sort of had this conversation. Sort of. And then we just kind of left. Because I had
So anyway, you got back to the guild hall and went down to speak with the Masons to find out what really happened down there. They gave you their best estimate, and you returned.
I went back upstairs, and Mira was kind of avoiding any glances or whatnot. So I kind of suspected that something was up. And we had just a little conversation about what exactly happened, and she showed me the lightning scars on her arm.
Yeah.
And shortly after that, Luke and Dio were arriving at the guild hall. And then we had our conversations about what the boat would cost, and decided to take one of the carts to see Greg.
So you and Luke and I guess that was it, right? Did Orphan go this time?
To where?
Up to the ship to negotiate.
I thought it was just me and Luke.
It was just yeah.
I did not go.
Then okay, it was so Dio went with the prison crew, and Orphan, I think you stayed at the guild hall this time, didn't you?
Oh yeah,
I believe so.
that's when I made the joke that only guild members
yeah.
were allowed to stay. Yeah.
All right, so Mira and Dio went off to prisons once again. You arrived and arranged to interrogate the captain once more, and brought the husband with you. What was your plan?
We were just trying to figure out which dock, because we knew they were going to be meeting somebody at the docks. We were instructed to wait at the lower dock that we had been to down in the sewers, and then they were instructed that Sarah would tell them that they were going to go toward the upper docks, because there was going to be a person rather quickly. And Sarah was going to signal it would be a very quick pickup. So we went back to figure out which dock it was going to be at, and if they had any more information about who they were picking up, when they were picking up. But we just found out they were going to be at dock 2, and that it was going to be a very quick pickup. They didn't have a set time or anything, it was just there was going to be.
And I believe you also tried to leave the husband and the captain to their own devices in an attempt to eavesdrop and find out a little information.
That might have been before. But
Yeah, that was.
That was when I was with them at the.
So that was before you left the
Yeah.
prison the first time.
Yeah,
Yes.
they pretty much just confirmed what we had talked about previously.
Okay.
We
Alright.
didn't get any information.
So you found out this new information.
Decided to go back to the guild hall.
The captain has been pretty insistent about something. What are you doing for the captain?
Putting in a good word so that she and her crew won't be killed. She really wants us to travel with them, or she wants us to basically hire them and have them be our crewmates on our ship. I know personally, like, I'm at the point where I don't trust anyone unless they are part of the guild that I've been traveling with already. So I will put in a good word. I will talk to your roots, tell him what she's passed on to us, but I don't know that I trust them per se. Like, she seems to be truthful, but
Who knows?
her big thing is that she doesn't want her crew to be killed.
So Fluff and Luke went back up to the dockyards, riding the cart, and met up with Reich. No,
Yep.
not
Right.
Great.
Reich. Met up with Reich and exchanged 7,000 currency and your one of your carts or both of your carts. One of your
One
carts. And Greg told you, let me know when you're leaving, and I'll be there. I believe after that, just went back to the guild hall, right?
Yep.
You returned to the guild hall, met up with Orphan, who is still chilling there, I believe. Dio and Mira returning from the prison. And after reconvening, I think that's when your group appeared.
Correct.
What happened with that?
He showed up and let us know that the book.
All in a tither.
He showed up all in a tither. And
I don't know why that's so easy.
okay, Yogurt showed up all in a tither.
Tither or the tizzy?
Oh my.
And he
A tiffer.
explained to us the situation in which the book,
What book?
The History of Cloudhead,
What's important about this?
it has the instructions of how to get to the Breath of Souls. That being said, he explained to us that the book has been stolen and that the person guarding the book, Twill, is dead.
Missing.
Gone.
Okay, missing.
He's gone.
He's gone. Whether that's dead or alive,
Missing.
we don't know. But
Missing was the correct.
missing. I'm going to assume. I'm going to I'm going to assume that they kidnapped him with the book.
Kidnapped him and the book at
Yep.
the same
Where's
time. This
Tim?
is Luke's opinion.
That's my assumption.
very good.
Coerced him into bringing the book to them. As Mira's opinion.
Whether
So Mira thinks
it's an inside
Twill
job.
was a traitor.
How was
I
the
think
granddad
that-
back to life?
So Dio also believes he was a traitor.
Not the
Fluff's
same as
opinion
I
is
think
that
about
Twill and the book are missing.
Alright.
Yes. Just
Long
seemed
story-
a very honest fellow.
Long story short, we ended last week's session with finding out that the book has been stolen, and that happened during the raid the previous night, and they put a fake book in his place.
In fact, the same book that they stole that ended up being the fake book.
Oh, well, we didn't know that information, but now we know.
Spoilers! They already had a fake book and they just used the one they stole.
The old one.
Oh, this will be good enough.
It fooled us, didn't it? They're like,
That's just
oh
embarrassing.
shit, wait a minute.
So I was saying we should go to the archives.
Alright, so you received
For a reason.
this jarring information from a winded Yorgurt. What happened next?
Other than finding out that I think. No, what that was the
Alright, so let's pick up the session here then.
You wanted to go get the other book.
Yeah, you wanted to get
Oh, yeah.
Journey of Tom or whatever
Yeah.
from the other library. And we also told your group that we know where the cultists are going. And that a lot of bad things are going to happen within Cloudheim if they don't act and if they don't send us right now. But so that it's in their best interest to send a ship with us on it to the Breath of Souls to try and stop the cultists. Because otherwise bad things will happen within their city. But we're not allowed to go to the council meeting because we're not actually council members.
United Citizens.
That being said, I do remember convincing Yogurt to let us go and get the book out of the library instead of getting one of his guards to do it, and I upset him in the process.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, you said something super rude. What did he say?
Well, he said that he was going to send his men to the library to get the book, and I told him no, we'll handle it, and he's like, no, it's pretty much it's our city, I'm going to take care of it, and I asked him point blank, how many of your men died last night? And he said dozens. And my response was, none of my men died last night, we're going to go get the book.
No, you asked how many of your men did you lose last night, and you said we didn't lose any of ours, which is kind of a lie.
What do you mean?
Because we lost Zestric fucking Planeseer!
No, I don't count that.
the leader of the guild you're in?
He's not dead. We didn't lose him.
We lost him though. He was
Nope.
captured. His power has been absorbed by Zaire.
We don't know any of that.
We know a decent amount of his power has been absorbed by Zaire, and he was basically a sock puppet when he got captured.
We don't know any of that. We only saw
Yes,
him
we
use a
do.
single lightning bolt. That's the only thing we saw.
We saw him held there useless against his will.
He's a god.
He's a god who got trapped in a box.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem like much of a god.
I mean, that's fair.
What are you doing?
So,
Oh, we're going to the library.
get the book?
We're going to the library. To get.
Can I follow Yogurt to the city council and see if they'll listen to me?
I mean, your group will tell you on the way. You're not going to be admitted to the council meeting. But he'll gladly speak with you afterwards.
If they are at all willing to hear anything we have to say, because we may have some useful advice or some advice that could give you an edge here.
Well, it can't hurt if you come along. Once I start speaking with the council, maybe you'll listen to reason. Not sure what piece you have to say to the council, but maybe I can get you a few minutes.
A few minutes would at least be helpful. We can help you. We know that there will be problems facing your city if we don't do anything, and if we don't get them to act. So anything we have to say should be useful right now.
Any else of you coming along? He points around. Other people in the room.
I was gonna go with Luke to the library.
I mean, I feel like we should all stick together.
You think so?
Right, but us splitting up is not a good idea.
I've got to go to the council meeting now. Now.
It is also
Okay.
nighttime, so the library is probably closed.
It doesn't matter, you still need to go there.
Because if we want to try and head them off, they're the best chance that we have. At this point, we don't know how long they have to go. They could have taken only an hour to find the information they need.
I feel like I should go with Mira to talk to the council.
Why would the face character do face character? Right.
If the rest.
What's your persuasion mod?
10.
Okay. Mine's 7.
That's ridiculous. That's good.
There's at least a benefit.
You need to do some talking.
Fluff, did you go with me to get the Adventures of Old Tom the first time?
Yes, I was there at the library when you
I think Oslo.
checked out that book
Oswald was
with
there
your
too.
blood signature.
Do you think you can find the book again if you go?
I was not one who looked for that book at all. I was occupied with other things, map things.
Right.
So I would have as much clue as anybody. I know where the library is.
We already know how to get there. We know the same information that we do. Is it really that likely
I mean,
that they'll be that much further ahead of us?
I don't think that they're going to be ahead of us unless Twill gave them the information. Because I don't actually know, but also how anytime you try and read the book, you're going to end up falling asleep anyways and not being able to read it. It's magically protected.
Ooh, that sounds like fun.
So, unless someone who is very wise reads the book, they're not going to be able to actually get to the point where there are a set of instructions. The only other set of instructions we know of in the city is in that other book. And if we hold that, then we know for a fact that they don't.
They have a book that has the instructions. It's only a matter of time until they figure it out. At the very least, if you can convince the council that they need to send out a ship and go on patrols to find where the council ships are.
I don't disagree
Because
that
there
we
will
need
be
to.
multiple ships, most likely.
I don't disagree that we need to go and talk to the council. I just think that a small group of us need to go over and get the other book.
I'll go.
I think we should prioritize the council.
Right. So, is knowing that where the library is that on the way to the council chamber?
It would be near it, yeah. I think the library you went to was the city library.
Yeah.
It'd be in the same district.
Sweet. If we can literally just get 2 minutes in the library for us to run in and get the book and then go to the council chamber, then at that point we also have evidence of knowing exactly how to get to the Breath of Souls and we're not just talking out of our ass. We need, like, that book is a key to convincing the leaders of the city to help us. Help us, help them.
Yeah, no, we should definitely grab it.
I turn to Yogurt, I'm like, can you afford me 2 minutes into the library real quick to grab that book?
I mean, you won't be getting into the council immediately. You can sure you have a little time before I'll be coming to get you. Maybe you can use that to go to the library. I've got to go.
Alright, let's all go.
Alright.
There's no time to waste.
Alright.
We're off to some, where's it?
Head off to the council district. Who is going with Luke to the library?
I'm going straight to the council chamber.
I would probably go with Luke to the library.
Alright. So Mira, Orphan, and Dio are following your route,
Yeah.
while Luke and Fluff head off to the library.
Well, actually, I want to go to the library too.
Alright. So Luke, Fluff, and Orphan head to the library. Me and Dio head off with your route to the council chambers.
Matt, quick question. Is that magic item seller still out in the courtyard? Or has he moved on?
He is not there at this time
Okay.
of night.
Okay.
So, Fluff and Luke, you arrive at the library. You are greeted by one of the hooded monks that seems to tend its interior. Well, hello. What can I do for you?
I need to find a book that I actually just rented out here in the last week.
What book would that be?
The Adventures of Old Tom.
Excellent. Quite an interesting novel. Do you have the required coin?
How much is it?
Are you planning on a long-term rental?
Possibly.
I assume, judging from your tone, you plan on taking the book with you.
That's correct.
Require security.
How much is it?
Altogether, 6 gold for a week.
I hand them.
You will receive 5 gold back upon return of the book in good quality.
I hand them 2 platinum.
Oh my god. It's almost enough to buy the book.
How much is it to buy the book?
Well, 3 platinum, and you'll be set.
Deal.
Excellent. The book is yours. Thank you for your contribution.
Where's the book?
Alright, he scurries off and wait here, I will return in a moment. Takes the 50 platinum and
5 platinum?
5 platinum. 5 platinum, 50 gold. 5 platinum. Takes the 5 platinum away and returns. Here you are.
Take the book.
I hope it brings you much pleasure.
It is the same book that I had, correct?
It is.
Is there one of those markers that shows like a person's name signed in it? And, like, you know,
No.
no?
Like a card.
No. Wanted to make sure my name was on it. And no other name was. Excuse me, did anybody check out this book since I returned it?
I'd have to confer with the other monks, but
You don't have a set of records. I only returned this to you maybe 2 days ago.
I don't believe it's been checked out.
Okay, perfect, thank you.
In fact, it's been probably decades since it was checked out before you.
Okay, perfect, thank you.
Yes, of course.
I leave.
Good morrow.
As I'm leaving, I turn to Fluff, and I'm like, Fluff, I'm gonna start looking through this real quick and try and find the passage. I'm not gonna be paying attention where I'm going. If you'll keep an eye out as we head to the council chamber, that would be great.
Okay.
And I'm gonna start looking through the book.
Matt will be back.
Who the fuck is humming the Final Fantasy?
That's me.
I see you are a man of culture as well.
You,
But like the people who voted early, like weeks ago, those are still not counted yet. And if they call it before those are counted, yeah, like you voted on time.
It's like, well, I knew he was gonna say that, but it's not what he said he was gonna say, like, but still, so.
Alright. So, I'm scouring through the book, and Fluff is
Leading the way back to the council.
Fluff is
Chambers.
walking dangerously close to every puddle.
great.
I'm going to need Luke to make a dexterity save. You successfully navigate one eye on the ground and one eye on the book as you follow behind Fluff, avoiding the puddles just barely.
Gotta be more careful.
I'm trying.
That water almost just reached up and snatched you.
Alright, Mira and Dio. You arrive in a similar waiting area to the prison. There's a secretary at the front. Your Groot bids you wait in the waiting area while he proceeds back towards the council chambers. Before he leaves, he looks at the two of you. So, most likely, what's going to happen is when it's my turn on the go-around to speak on the council, I'll have to give up some of my time to have you come in and speak. So, when the word comes, make it quick. Well, good luck to us all. Looks at the two of you and turns, disappears into the hallway behind. After a few minutes, so about 5 minutes we'll say, Luke and Fluff return. All of you convening in the lobby, awaiting a message from the council chambers.
During this time, I'm not reading the book. I'm just trying to remember where that passage was.
You find it.
Cool.
After 45 minutes or so, a runner comes shooting out from the back. Just semi-nice clothes, nothing too fancy. Probably just a messenger that works here for the government officials. Comes sprinting out into the chambers and looks at the group of you. The couple of you, I guess, that actually have Ivory Sanctum Ebony Order sigils displayed, you would recognize those and then speak to the group of you. You've been summoned to the council. Your groups would like you to speak. If you'd follow me.
I stand up and I follow.
I'll be directly behind me.
Orphan, you following as well, I assume?
Yeah.
Alright, so as far as like walking into this room, I want it to look like album cover status, like, you know, like
Oh my
us
god.
walking in
I don't want to
and
walk into
doors-
the room anymore.
Alright, so
Like,
as you're walking
prestidigitation,
along,
some fog as we're going in.
okay, so as you're walking along, Luke and Mira, you kind of whisper to each other. Luke, you start meandering from left to right and like kind of positioning different group
Yep.
members
Yep.
in formation. So you're like,
Yep,
like
exactly.
an arrow.
Exactly.
You take the front, or you let Mira take the front. You're at the side.
Yeah.
Mira, you prestidigitation, a light mist that's kind of surrounding all of your feet.
I want to
as you're
do
walking forward.
so as we get to the door, I want to do a performance check of like slamming open the door and then all of us just like strutting in there like.
So you.
How many lights are in the room? Like how many torches?
I don't know. You'll know after the doors open.
Okay, but once the doors open,
Alright, so that you're in your formation, falling right behind the runner. The runner gets up to the doors and gestures you through. Without breaking stride at all, Luke just boom, boom, steps forward, bam! Full
Yep.
performance.
12.
as we're doing this,
Got it
because
too.
Alright, I'm back, sorry.
because I can
that dice
do
is
multiple prestidigitation effects at once, can I also have the lights go out, like, as we enter them?
Ooh,
and
so
then
the only thing
second
they
that
see
we
is the
exit them,
silhouette.
they pop up again?
So you would have fog going.
So it's like a strobe light effect almost?
You would have to, I think you'd have to drop the fog thing in order to and then
I
switch over
think
the
I
lights.
can have 3 up at once.
Okay.
I think is what it says.
Would that give my performance check Advantage?
Maybe we'll see.
I want to be
I wanna
trying to
hear-
assist this.
I want to hear Prestidigitation's exact wording. I guess I can just look at that.
Oh wait, I have it right here.
I am the dungeon master.
Here it
Read
is.
it for me.
Create one of the following magical effects within range. If you cast the spell multiple times, you can have up to 3 of its non-instantaneous effects active at a time, and you can dismiss such an effect as an action.
Alright. So, fog, doors open, turning off lights, turning on lights. That's 3.
Yep.
We're like, as we're going in basically the zone we're in, the lights turn off. As we move out of it, the lights turn back on, and the lights on the next zone turn off.
Alright, so
We keep
roll
going.
advantage.
Is that cocked?
Or I guess, no, actually, Mira, you need to roll a d10 to see if you give him advantage.
Okay.
So don't take that.
Okay, cool.
Shucks. Alright, no
Okay.
advantage. So
That's fine.
12.
12. Still like the
Is
one.
anybody else doing anything to aid in your
Am I
splendor?
Tides of Chaos this?
You would
Oh,
notice
no.
Luke is kind of positioning all of you based off, I don't know, height, intimidate. What do you call it?
Yeah, intimidation. Like as far as
So you probably want Orphan up front.
yeah, for sure. Probably want Dio near the front too. Fluff would be off to the side. Sorry, Fluff.
So Fluff, you're like pushed to the back left. Up from that, like in the arrow, you've got Dio, Mira, and then you're at the front. So you've got kind of a arrow with
Yeah.
like, a little lopsided.
Yeah.
We can pretend Oslin's though. I guess.
Okay,
He's
cool.
in the back.
Yeah,
Right.
sounds great.
Am I Tides of Chaos this at all?
I don't remember how Tides of Chaos works.
Doesn't it use like a sorcerer point?
No. This
I don't know just what that lets you reroll.
Yeah, I just don't know if it's advantage or if it's roll the die.
Sorcerer.
Dio, Luke is kind of arranging everybody, maybe giving you a few whisper commands like, it's just, stand up straight, come on, man. Like your 16-year-old kid, you probably slouch every now and then, like, then Luke's coming over, like, fucking come on, man, let's stand up straight. Watch go on here, like, look your best.
Alright, for like trying to like make a show, I like stand up straight, like get some posture, and I open my bed.
The fuck you
And
doing?
I cast light on my jacket, so it'd be like a lilac purple color just shining from me.
Alright.
Yeah, it's just that you can manipulate the forces of chance and chaos to gain advantage on one attack roll, ability check, or saving throw.
Okay, but also roll on the wild magic table.
Okay.
Or
Come on,
roll,
unicorn.
roll to see if wild magic happens.
Come on, you.
Okay.
That's another natty one.
That's fucking wild magic, right? Yes! Roll wild magic! Was that a D100?
It's
Yeah.
That's exciting!
Come on, unicorn.
That's a 9. Ooh, wait, that's
Is
an.
that a 90 or a 100?
Well, you rolled 2 D100s. So
I mean, it's a 9 and a 0. Which one do you
So
want me to
90.
re-roll?
no, there's a 90 and there's a 0 0.
So that would be...
Which one do you want me to re-roll? Stormbringer or the other one?
Let's reroll the other one. Keep the Stormbringer.
All right, so you rolled a 92.
92. Let's see what that is.
Come on, unicorn.
Please.
If there's a unicorn, can I write it in there and get advantage?
Did you give it any assistance
What is it?
beforehand?
It's just if you die within the next minute, you immediately come back to life as if by the reincarnate spell.
Alright, I'm down for that.
Ooh,
So you
I'm gonna kill you.
Do I get
Wait,
like a
do-
holy
you-
glow
do-
of
Do you want to
some
stop
kind?
being a half elf?
you kind of feel a tingling throughout your body, and like you kind of feel like a grounding, like a solidness to your presence, and know that should your mortal bindings to this world be severed, your soul would not pass on for the next minute.
So can we do a performance check of killing your rolling?
Fluff, what do you look like coming into this meeting?
Watch now.
You've been arranged by Luke into your position as you're walking along back to the council chambers. You can see Mira is making some mist along your feet. Dio kind of put a glow on his chest piece. Dio, go ahead and roll a performance check. What would Fluff be doing? Anything?
I mean, if somebody else is particularly interested in
A nat 20.
sprucing up
Nice.
what she's wearing,
I would
Maybe?
probably tell Fluff as I was like rearranging her to be floating off the ground. That way, your head is just as high as everyone else's heads. How tall are you, Fluff?
not very tall.
Right, that's what I thought. So I would probably be like, hey, use your boots and fly so that your head is at least a little closer to level with everybody else.
That's pretty impressive.
Right?
Kind of gliding along.
And then like
like a
literally,
certain villain we know.
yeah,
I'm like a little taller than everybody
perfect.
All right.
when I float this time.
I like
Fluff
it.
is floating along. All right, Fluff, roll a performance check.
Should I change clothes or are these fine?
No, those are fun.
Orphan, what are you doing? As you are
Actively
arranged?
not getting into this.
You're put up near the front. It's like you're
Why
right
am
next
I?
to
No,
Mira
I
up
am
front
not.
with Luke.
Because you're
You're near the
intimidating.
front because you're like intimidating.
Yeah, you're a half orc. You're muscular. You've got a weapon thing. I don't know. You're put up front as part of the show. Would you attempt to play along at all, or are you?
No, I would
don't
not.
do it.
All right, so you wouldn't be rolling performance to aid.
Oh hell no!
Are you uncomfortable or just kind of how are you feeling
I am
right now?
just actively disinterested in this.
So
So-
all right, as you're walking along, Orphan would probably you'd put him up in his position, right behind you with Mira,
Yeah.
and then he would just constantly be trying to drift backwards.
Okay, so then at that point, I'd be like, okay, fine, you get over there, and I pull Oslin over to his position.
All right, so
Do I notice Orphan trying to resist all this?
Totally.
Whatever.
yeah, and eventually Luke would just switch his place with Oslin, so Orphan would be near the back where Oslin was.
I would take a second to tell Orphan that I know this isn't particularly your style, but doing this will help you get closer to Zaire.
Oh.
Us giving a presentation in front of the council is not going to get us closer to Zaire.
Well, actually, it might.
If it gets
Us
there,
showing up like some fucking
that will travel at a reasonable speed.
Why are we wasting time with this?
We're the idea was we're designing this on the way to the council chamber. This isn't something that we're wasting time setting up. So we need to present ourselves well to the council chamber.
Yeah,
So
you're doing this on the fly, walking from the lobby to the council chambers. And while you're walking along, just out of nowhere, Luke's coming over to you and positioning you in places. And everybody's doing these weird little kind of spell effects to make you look more impressive. But you're not a part of that life, so you're kind of constantly moving backwards towards the back of the group so that you won't be noticed.
which I'm fine with. If you want to be in the back, that's fine. But then go over there and be in the back, which is what I'm saying. So, and then I'm getting Oslin to come up and stand where I was going to have Orphan.
So Fluff, it sounds like is trying to convince you to participate.
Nope.
How does that conversation look? Are you just
It
hard
doesn't.
no?
Hard nope.
Cool. Great to have a team player.
I can team play in other ways. This isn't team play.
Oh, you
I-
might just stay in the lobby then?
Yeah, honestly, if you don't want to present well to the council, you should stay in the lobby because that's all this is going to be.
No, because I want to be informed on what's happening.
You'll be informed the moment we're done. You're not a part of the guild yet. You get to go and stay in the lobby.
This has nothing to do with Zare, then you don't need to be here.
Fine, whatever.
If you think it will provide information useful to finding Zare,
Go.
then you may as well do your damned best to help us.
Alright, so,
What does Orphan do?
I'm gone.
Alright. Orphan returns back to the lobby, or are you like so pissed off you're heading back, just gonna go back to the guild hall?
I don't know yet.
Alright, so for right now, Orphan has returned to the lobby. Alright, the rest of the group?
so at this point, then I'm rearranging people because we have one less person.
Okay.
Alright, and
Positions.
I'll put my... because then there's 5, right?
1, 2, 3, 4.
And Oslin?
Oh, yeah, sure.
I also want to clarify, I know that if I were to die in the next minute,
Oslin's-
I would come back to life.
Oslin's potentially
Like-
gone next episode,
Right,
so.
right.
I know that for a fact, though, that if I were to die in the next 60 seconds, I would come back to life.
It's not like you suddenly feel like a god where you're like, oh shit, I can do whatever I want because if I die, I'll be fine. It's more just like you feel like a weight on your soul. You feel bound to your form as it is,
Okay.
and that if
Specifically, I feel bound to my form.
yeah, I'm pretty
Okay.
sure. I'm pretty sure it's that reincarnation.
Reincarnate's the one that makes you change your race if you die.
Yeah.
Or it's up to DM discretion.
But if you're saying she's bound to her form or something like that, then at that point, maybe.
I mean, I think in
Probably gonna keep
the
it.
if we're talking about wild magic and a chaos sorcerer, you're definitely going to be rolling on that table
Oh, yeah.
if you die. Please don't die.
Alright, so your soul feels bound to the realm, but not
Okay.
particularly your material being.
Okay.
Okay, so at this point, I'm going to rearrange how we're walking in. So I'll put myself up front, Mira on one side,
On your right.
on my right, Dio on my left, Oslin behind Dio, and Fluff behind Mira.
Okay.
So now it's me up front rather than me being side by side with Mira.
Okay. You got a natural 20.
Yeah.
Mira failed assist. You got a 12 on your performance. Fluff, what did you roll?
I got a 20.
Would someone...
Sorry, no, a 19.
Oslin will puff up his chest and make his morning star glow with its strange orange energy that seems intrinsic to his being. Somebody roll a performance check for Oslin.
My guess is his charisma is a +2.
It's at least a
Seems
plus
good.
3, if not a plus 4.
I don't remember it being super high because he didn't actually put a lot into it.
Wait, he has a morning star? Why did I think he had a war pick?
He does, that's what he uses, but the morning star is like his
Ceremonial.
chosen weapon.
Okay, alrighty.
17.
17. Right.
I remember his charisma not being very high because I was like, why is that not high? That's your...
Paladin, damn it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Alright. That's another success. Alright, so you get to the front, you get to the doors of the council chamber. The courier, the messenger, stopping next to them and gesturing for you to proceed through. Without missing a step, Luke continues his stride at the front of this formation and pushes the doors wide. They slam against either side of the council chamber, and in front of you, you see a short walkway and there's a large, what looks like it was a large circular table that was cut down the middle and was split. This walkway going down the center, the steps going downwards and then leading around to seats on either side of the council table. Currently, all the seats are filled at the council table.
Wow.
So you are basically walking down what is essentially a runway, and the judges or the council members are on either side of a circular-looking table. You walk down, Luke striding out in front, Mira flickering the torches. There's torch sconces on either side, ever burning magical lights. And as you walk down this runway, as you pass each checkpoint of lights, Mira turns them off and flickers them back on. They go off as you walk by, and they turn back on as each of you pass, as the group passes. At the same time, you have the fog running around your feet. Fluff is kind of floating up. Dio's shining chest, the purple light kind of blaring out a little bit behind him. The mist is picking up semblances of light and kind of going a little bit more opaque, giving you this weird, like, coming out of the fog sort of look.
Because I'm doing magic stuff, can I say that my eyes are glowing the purpley blue color?
Sure. As you're channeling all this magic, keeping 3 prestidigitation effects going at the same time, and the, was it like blue?
Like the purpley blue.
Purple blue
Electric
energy
energy.
starts to spark behind Mira's eyes. You eventually get to the end, and not seeing a place for you to sit, so you do not go down the stairs and stop. Looking down to your left and to your right. On your right side, you see your root at his seat on the council chamber, the council table. He stands as you all stop. Obsidian runway. These are members of the Ivory Sanctum, first-hand witnesses to what happened the previous eve. I implore you to listen to them and what they have to say on the matter of the breath of souls. Take it away. He sits down.
Good members of the council. Thank you for letting us speak. Yogurt, thank you for ceasing your time to us. Let me start off by saying this is a sad day for all of us. Not only have people lost their lives, not only have you lost a piece of history today, but we're looking at a time where we could lose this city altogether very quickly. You have an enemy right now who now holds a book, a map, to where they are trying to go. We have no idea where the keeper of this book is unless you all have found Twill himself. Look around the room. Is anybody's faces reacting to me saying Twill?
Roll a perception check.
Natty 1.
The council members being who they are, you can probably assume that they are all just as well versed as you are at the art of manipulation and talking, presenting themselves.
Right.
And as of yet, it doesn't seem like any of them are revealing anything. They've all got fairly serious faces and seem to be listening intently to what you have to say.
My assumption is that with either turning Twill against you or kidnapping him, I know very well that even one of my own here has been tortured by the likes of the cult. And I look over towards Dio. Although it is difficult to break, I know some people can. And if Twill is broken, they can easily figure out how to read the book that you see as your history. Perhaps this is what I implore. Help us help you. I pull out the book, The History of Old Tom. I hold the only other known map, instructions to the Breath of Souls here. I know how to get there. Let us, maybe not lead your army, but let us at least join you in this fight against the cult, in this venture to the Breath of Souls to stop the cult before they do any more harm to your city. We need airships. We need men, able-bodied men, those who know how to fight, and we need to stop them before they do anything else. What say you?
Roll your persuasion check.
It's a +7.
Well, then I have the same persuasion as you.
17. My double.
A few moments pass. Silence in the room.
Perception.
No sounds aside from the flickering of torches as the council members consider what you said. After a few moments, an elf, the one you recognize as the council member from the Elven Forestry Guild, stands and looks at the group of you. I believe I can speak for everyone, but we are not looking to go to war with these cultists. Though they have stolen something of great importance to the city, we really have no looks at the other council members who are nodding their heads. We really have no stake in this Breath of Souls business. I suppose we could cobble together some sort of reward, should you be able to recover our book, History of Cloudhorn. But as far as financing your crusade against these cultists, I think that's a bit out of the question.
At this point, can I step up and say something?
Of course.
Please.
He sits.
I know you would rather stay neutral in these matters. I know that you would rather not get involved in the conflicts of Gale and Nid and the other parts of this continent, but this transcends all of us. These cultists don't care about Cloudheim, or Gale, or Nid, or Dandruin. They just care about power and life and death. There have already been sightings and seeings in other parts of this country where there are stillborns and dead things not staying dead and them tampering with the laws of nature themselves. If they get to the Breath of Souls, that will be the end of Cloudheim. It may not be immediate. They may not have an attack on the city that you can fight against, but it will be the end of the city as you know it. And that's just the beginning. The Breath of Souls is just one place of power that they know of. They know of many others, and they could forsake the entire continent.
At these words, some of the council members are kind of whispering to each other.
You may whisper. You may think that this is a joke, that this doesn't involve you. You may think that it's not important and that you can avoid it, but you can't. They are after everything that you know, and that you love. Look around you at the rest of this room. Think of your families, think of their families, of their children, of the people who have lost those closest to them.
Roll a persuasion check.
Oh god. Okay.
Nice.
26.
Alright, at this point, the head of the Stone Spruce family, who you recognize from the meeting where Roy Gallagher escaped, stands. That is quite enough, my dear. Appreciate what you have to say, but Cloudheim has remained neutral for quite a time, and we have done just fine. Commerce comes to us, and we are holders of... while he's saying this, council members are still kind of whispering to each other. What is your passive perception?
12.
Fluff and Luke, I think you two have the highest passive. What do you got? What is Fluff's?
17.
17. The two of you listening to the comments that are being whispered, you can pick up on them. They seem to be leaning more in favor of what Mira has said. Realizing just how powerful the cultists are, especially that they were able to do something like rob them of a very powerful, very guarded artifact.
So after the Stone Spruce guy said that, was there anyone else speaking up at all?
So the Stone Spruce says that. You hear these whispers going around about people kind of listening to what Mira said, and as Stone Spruce is saying this, he kind of falters for a moment, and one of the other members from the one of the mining guilds you recognize stands up. Stone Spruce, you don't talk for the whole council here. I think this will have to be a vote, and we will need to discuss what needs to be done. And he looks with a serious eye at each and every council member. I'm pretty sure this, the leader of... Pretty sure he's a Knoll.
You have a Knoll? That's badass.
Leader of one of the guilds.
Rockco Smithy?
The Rockco?
Earth Reavers.
I think it's the Earth Reavers.
Those are the other ones that I have written down.
Rover Forestry Guilds. Goblin, Dwarven Elf, Earth Reavers. I think it's the Black Deep Miners group. And it is a Knoll, yeah. Raid. So the Knoll for the Black Deep Miners group is standing, and he's the one that's looking around. He's making eye contact with every single council member. As he's saying this.
Question: are there multiple different races of Knolls?
Yeah, I mean,
They don't all look the same, right?
Yeah, they don't all stem from the same breed of
Does
dog.
this Knoll look similar to the Knolls that we fought on the ship?
I mean, the Knolls on the ship were also different breeds. They weren't all the same breed.
Okay.
They're also like the purple glowy embroidered Knolls.
I was just wondering if like this guy was like the same clan as far as not being this guy might be siding with Zare. So
If you're a racist, yes.
just checking.
But not. If
But,
you're
like-
not racist, then
If there are like orc tribes, and there's a whole entire clan of orcs that all do one thing, and another clan of orcs that do another thing, and that type of thing, I wasn't sure if that's the same thing with those.
Can I interject something to Stones first? What about when there is no commerce? Because these cultists don't care about trade, they don't care about wealth, they care about power. And once they've seized power, there is nothing left for them.
There will always be trade. Always. In the midst of a 40-year war, we had trade.
This is not like any war you've seen.
Ha!
I've heard the stories. I grew up with them. I grew up imagining these adventures and these tales that people told me about. And this is nothing like the stories that they told me.
I roll a persuasion check against Stone's.
15. I also have more to say after this.
I have stuff to say as well.
I swear to God, if you're using your fucking dwarven dice.
It's not. The dwarven dice are after this out.
Alright, what'd you get?
15.
He continues to regard you skeptically, but doesn't say anything. You can continue.
These cultists don't care about your money. They just care about the power of life and death. And believe me, your life holds power to them. Your individual life. We've already seen it be revived after being taken once. We don't know what they can do with it beyond this, but we know that the power of life and death is important to them. It's beyond the matter of money and commerce. You have to believe that there's more than just money in your life. There are people that care for you, that want to protect you. There are people that you care for and want to protect. You have to believe that this life is worth something for them.
Is
That
anyone else
this
saying?
cult is worth fighting against for them.
I want to say something.
Okay.
This is when I break position. Yoguru is next to us, correct?
Yeah, he's down on the right side.
Yeah. I'm gonna start walking down,
Okay.
and I'm gonna start speaking.
Roll, Mira, roll because of with your display. Roll an assist check for whatever Luke is doing.
15.
15. So that
'Cause
is
it's
an
without
assist. So you have
mod, right?
advantage on
Okay.
whatever this next bit is you're about to do.
Okay.
You're feeling real good.
Okay. So I actually say, as my comrade Mira said, your life has power. Every single one of you has power, and at this point, I'm starting to walk down the steps. Your men have power, and I know, and I walk right next to Yogurt, and I want to walk like right. Yes, I want to walk right next to him.
Tried.
I can't roll my R's. I'm sorry. And I put my hand on his shoulder. You have lost lives. You have lost.
Everyone else. So you're standing behind him. Everybody else who's standing up on the runway, like, see him visibly wince as
Yeah.
you say that.
Yeah. You have lost men. These people have not just killed, but I've heard stories.
Jared, are you awake over there, buddy?
Yeah.
You sure about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, he just laughed.
Do you want to take another celebratory shot? How about that? No, my
Yeah, dude. Rocking St. Bastion, you're donkey.
I
at this point, like, this is like a circular chamber thing, right? Like, I'm sort of imagining, like,
It's like it's a large rectangular chamber,
okay.
and then at the end of the runway is this big circular
Okay.
table. That's
So at this point, I'm gonna, like, be walking around the circle. I'm gonna be walking around the circle, but behind all the council members.
And there is, so the runway, there's a little, like, section that's cut out so you can't actually walk all through it.
Sweet.
And, like, underneath
Sweet. That's my plan. I'm gonna start walk.
you're monologuing and walking around.
Right. So my goal is I want to be monologuing through the entire thing.
What are you saying?
You've already lost lives. Men that protect your trade, protect the commerce that come to this town, expect you to protect them. And they have lost their lives. Those people are no longer... They're no longer safe. The people here are losing... You're losing their trust. Because as they watch the people among the streets pass and get sliced in half by the cultists, killed in the streets, what are the commerce thinking? What are the people thinking that are coming to this city? They're not thinking, Cloudheim, what a place to trade. No, they're starting to fear for their own lives. Now, maybe you don't want to go to war. That's fine by any one of us. We're already at war. You don't have to join us. But at least aid us in the quest of bringing back the history of that book. And I know for a fact, and I look straight over at Yoguri, once again, cannot pronounce his name. I look directly straight over him. I know you have men wanting to seek vengeance for what has happened in this last week. Lend us a hand. Maybe not the whole hand. Lend us a finger. Lend us one part. That is all that we ask.
Roll your persuasion check with advantage.
You're welcome.
23.
The room is silent as you finish your speech and reach the the bottom of the stairs at the sort of top of the room. The council members are all whispering to each other once again. And at this point, the goblin from the Rockco Smithy stands up. He actually stands like on his chair, so he's tall enough to like be seen. I don't know about the rest of my council members, but in my dealings, the Ivory Sanctum, and specifically the Ebony Order, who these mercenaries represents, my dealings have been well, and I have found them to be honorable. He specifically looks at Mira and nods.
Nod back.
Whatever aid it is we decide to give them will be in favor. Kind of looks at the rest of the members and sits down. Once again, the elf from the Forestry Guild stands. Well, if that is all from the Ivory Sanctum, we will convene and discuss what it is you have brought to our table.
Can I say one more thing? You may have avoided the wars of Gale and Nid, may have stayed out of their conflicts, but this goes beyond all of that. If the cult of the Madseer manages to seize the places of power that they're after, they could go after Janadar, they could go after Edelland, they could go after Kadron, it could become the entire continent. And at that point, what is Cloudheim against the entire continent? If they boycott your entire city, there is no more commerce left for you. There is nothing of life left for you here. We're asking your assistance to get us to the Breath of Souls, so that maybe, just maybe, we can provide some sort of fight against them. We can provide some sort of resistance and keep them from obtaining the power that they're after. We are a group of 5 travelers, 4 travelers if that. We are trying our absolute damnedest to protect you and to protect this continent. We are asking for a sliver of your help to get us there.
Roll persuasion one last time.
Okay. 19.
The elf from the Forestry Guild remains standing. It is from the Tree Singers Incorporated. He nods as you finish your little speech and kind of gestures towards the door. We thank you for your words, and we will deliberate as to what should be done and what is in the best interest of Cloudheim. Again, thank you.
And
Please,
Hold on.
it is time
Hold
for
on,
us
hold
to
on.
speak.
Can I add the D4 for bad luck to that?
Sure, but roll twice and take the worst.
Okay.
I'm going to pull out my lyre
Okay.
and bow, and as I stand up, pluck a cord and turn around and walk out.
You lead with a flourish.
Damn it. So it's a math 20 total instead of a 19.
That's better.
The flourish is not just a flourish. I'm actually going to cast a spell.
Okay.
I'm going to cast Calm Emotions. And it's each humanoid in 20-foot radius sphere centered on a point you choose. So I'm going to choose all of the members of the council. Make a charisma saving throw.
What is the check?
15.
Yes, that is. And what happens on a success?
On a success, nothing.
How many creatures are in the room?
Not including yourselves. Well, I guess 11 technically if you count the guards.
Okay. Did
What
it
happens
any?
to those that it succeeds?
Okay, so if they fail, I'm going to make them indifferent about creatures of your choice that it is hostile towards. So, if they fail, I'm going to make them indifferent about us if they are hostile. It specifically says choice indifferent about creatures of your choice that it is hostile towards. So if they're in favor for us, that
Alright,
does.
So, there were 2 failures,
Okay.
but I did not assign them to anyone yet. So what we're going to do is roll and find out who the 2 are that failed, unless you
I
guess
wanna-
you couldn't choose specific.
Right. I would like to choose specifics, but I'm not going to.
So like, I'm just gonna do it. But like, this could affect Greg or not Greg.
Yogurt?
It could affect your
But
roots.
but
it
but
could
it
affect-
it wouldn't unless he sees us as hostile. That's the whole entire. Yeah. So
I mean, none of them see you as hostile.
the Stone
Maybe
Sproof
fight.
guy, really?
I mean,
You sure about that?
yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure there's at least one guy in there that is hostile towards us.
I mean, Roygalt would be, but the leader of the Stone Spruce family.
I mean,
maybe
he was
not so
for
much.
sure against everything that we were
You
saying.
did technically save his life.
You're right, I did. I not only saved his life, I brought him back to life, and he still doesn't want to listen to us. To me, that looks like hostility.
Alright, it just, the first one affects one of the members of the Mining Guild. The other one is affecting one of the members of the Forestry Guild.
Okay. So really
But
nothing.
not the...
Okay.
How large is the room that we're in?
Maybe, 60 feet by 20 or something. It's not super big.
Okay.
Now 60 by 30 maybe.
So, as I finish my speech,
And
getting kind of
he has gestured at the door at this point and is essentially asking you to.
Right, and I'm plucking my cord and I'm turning around and
I
walking up
will-
the stairs, joining them back up, and then moving.
bow slightly, and as I turn to leave, can I prestidigitate some more mist around us? And before we're 30 feet away, can I cast Charm Person? Specifically on Stone Spruce. You know what? Can I do a perception roll to see, or to try and gauge who all is in our favor right now, and who might not
That'll
be?
Insight check.
Can I insight check that?
Sure. On your way out the door, sure.
I believe that's an 18. Yes, that is an 18.
And your passive perception is 12.
Yes.
It is hard to say how many of the council members are currently in your favor. From what you can gauge, you've at least got a couple in your corner. Like, you know you have
Okay.
the member of the Rock Coast Smithy. You know you've got your group. And you're pretty sure you've probably convinced maybe a couple more. But you're
Okay.
uncertain as to the majority.
Then can I cast Charm Person as a 4th level spell? As we're walking out, I'm gonna prestidigitate mist around us again so that they can't see what I'm doing with my hands, and I'm gonna mutter the incantation for it on the Stone Spruce guy and 3 others of the ones that I'm unsure about.
You do 4 people?
At a 4th level spell, yes. You can target 1 additional creature for each slot level above first.
Okay.
So I'm using a lot to get this.
But I mean, we're not.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so what is the check?
It's a wisdom save of DC 15. We're not technically fighting anyone either. If we're not considered hostile.
I mean,
Ballroom Blitz.
once the spell is over, they know that something's been cast on them, and that's probably not appreciated.
Yeah, but it lasts an hour, so if we can get them to mobilize within an hour.
Who gives a shit?
I mean, you do you. Fluff has like floated out
Yep.
backwards by this point and heading back to the lobby to see if Orphan is there or not.
I mean, I assume you're all leaving the room at the same time. You didn't just leave everybody behind.
One by one.
So as you are all leaving, Mira is doing her thing, Fluff is doing his thing. Mira, two of the members that you cast the spell upon definitely seem to have a more, like, their expressions soften a bit. And they seem to be mulling over, they look towards the group and then nod and walk away.
Okay, so that's
The other
4.
two kind of shake their head and like look at the group, kind of like specifically trying to maybe find out if somebody's casting magic up there.
See, it doesn't say that they can recognize that someone's casting it until the spell ends.
Doesn't say anything about if they resist the effect of the spell.
If they resist the spell, then it never actually affected them.
So you see them kind of shake their head a little bit. They kind of look around, maybe sensing something a little off, but don't make any.
Can I tell how Stone Spruce reacted?
You don't have a chance to look at to continue on in that aspect. At this point, you're at the doors. The guards at the end of the runway have opened them for you, and you all proceed out. The council begins to talk as the doors are shut behind you. Standing outside are a couple of guards outside the doors. Standing on either side, they look at the group of you as the door slams shut, but don't say anything. What do you do?
Walk back to the lobby.
Mm-hmm.
We've done everything that we can.
You proceed back to the lobby, and Orphan, what were you doing in the meantime? It's probably been up a good 30 minutes or so. Orphan?
Kyle!
William!
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
No,
Now we
You
can.
can now.
Okay. Goodness, I'm sorry. Fuck, what was I gonna say?
So you left, and about 30 minutes
God
have
damn it.
passed. What have you been doing in the meantime?
I think I would have probably walked out of the building to just like get away from the get fresh air and whatnot.
Okay.
Probably would have done that for a while, and then gone back in and sat down. Just waited.
So we'll say around the time you get back is when they are returning from.
No,
hallway.
I want to have been sitting for a little bit.
Okay. Well, then 15-minute walk then. Then you get back, you're waiting about 15 minutes, and the rest of the group returns. You walk back, you see Orphan sitting in the lobby, along with a few other citizens of Cloudheim, awaiting whatever meeting they're here for. What do you do?
At this point, I'm waiting.
So you take a seat in the lobby?
I would take a seat and wait.
Does everyone plan on waiting here?
Do we know how long the council will be deliberating for, or?
You have no idea.
Less than an hour.
What time is it right now? It's probably like really late at night, right?
Yeah. Say probably around midnight. The moon is high.
So
It's high. Matthew Mercer, if you're watching. Alright, everybody's just waiting for X amount of time.
Yep.
I would go over to Orphan and sit next to him and apologize for
What do you say?
for a group being as harsh as we were.
It's alright. Politics are not my strong suit, but also not politicians get me in no way, if that makes sense.
I understand your reticence, but sometimes you need to play ball, as it were. Even I just hope that you will be with us on this. I realize that your goal is not specifically the same as ours, but I believe our paths are aligned.
I'm starting to come to that conclusion myself. But we'll see how this turns out first.
I mean, the council did seem like they were mostly receptive to our requests. So
now we wait.
Fingers crossed. Suppose so. Sorry, Matt. About what time did we say it was right
Midnight.
now?
Can I just interject something as well, real quick? This is out of game. My audio is cutting out every now and then because my internet isn't super strong. So if I don't respond or I seem confused, just bear with me a little, okay?
We gotcha.
Got it.
Dio would tolerate waiting an hour before he would return to the building.
An hour goes by.
And sorry, Matt. About what time did you say it was when we were exiting the meeting?
Midnight.
About midnight. Okay.
An hour goes by.
An hour?
So far, nothing.
Dio would head back to Dio.
Dio stands slowly over the hour. He's gotten more and more impatient, leg jiggling, tapping the chair arm, but eventually he stands.
Big stretch, big yawn, and I would tell the others that I would see them at the GoPro.
I will, not wanting somebody to go alone, I'll accompany Dio.
Alright. Fluff and Dio head back to the guild hall.
Just as I'm leaving, I'll be like, just want to make sure nobody, gets grabbed again.
We're gonna take a short break while I think about a couple things and use the restroom.
So how about the Yankees?
Fuck the Yankees.
Yep. Fuck the Yankees. 2001 Best World Series.
Alrighty.
2001?
2001 Best World Series ever.
2001.
Fall of the Yankees dynasty.
Yeah. That was like
Is that when the Diamondbacks won?
That would be when the Diamondbacks won.
Yeah.
Like-
Yeah.
like I would not say that in my opinion that's not the best World Series ever, but that was a pretty good World
The
Series.
best one I know.
Like
I mean, there are definitely. It's easily one of the best ever.
oh, it's up there. For especially me as a Red Sox fan who hates the Yankees, I appreciate it.
I suppose as a Red Sox fan, 2004 would be
Yeah.
the number one. But
I'm a little biased about that one.
although the actual World Series in 2004 was pretty not great.
Oh God no! But the playoffs leading up to it, fantastic.
Alright.
Yeah, the 2001 series was,
Really good.
even if you're not a Diamondbacks fan, which I am, but even if you're not, it's a fantastic series. Outside of Game 6 when we just mollywopped them.
Fantastic series. I get it. This is fame. I get it. That's good. That's good. Very funny. Alright. So, hour goes by. Shortly afterwards, Dio and Fluff head back to the guild hall. Shortly after that, Luke, from down the hall, in the direction that you came from the council chambers, you hear shouting as of orders being given. You can't tell what is being said. All that you can tell are that the guards outside have probably been given orders and are taking off.
I look to the. Are the guards like running by us at all, or
It's like way down the hallway and there's nothing yet. You can sit there and wait, see what happens, do something else?
I want to stand up and start walking down the hall.
Back down towards the council chambers?
Wherever these commands are coming from.
Okay. So you head back, Mira, Dio. No, Dio's gone. Mira and Orphan.
Gonna be sticking with Luke.
I
So
will just
you-
wait.
Mira and Orphan, you're sitting there, and all of a sudden, you see Luke stand up, quizzical look in his eye, and he begins to head down the hallway back towards the council chambers. What do you do?
Just gonna stay with Luke.
Mira stands and follows behind. Orphan remains seated.
Yes.
You head down the hall, and after you walk down it a short ways, one of the guards is rushing down the hallway in your direction. He sees the two of you coming down the hallway towards him, and you see his hand go to the sword at his side. His shield up. I must ask the two of you to come along quietly. You are suspect in attempted in an attempted swaying of council member opinions. You will come with me to a prison cell and await judgment, possibly trial. I would prefer it if you'd come quietly. He looks very nervous.
And this is Gilbert.
No, this is just a guard. It was one of the guards standing outside the council chambers. Please put your hands behind you. His other hand is going to a pouch and he's kind of bringing out a set of metal cuffs. Put your hands behind you and I'm going to cuff you. Please come along quietly.
Sir, there's no need for that. I'll come along quietly. I've done nothing wrong.
Good. You put your hands behind you.
I do,
Allow
but
me to cuff you.
no. There's no need to cuff my hands. I will go quietly.
I'm sorry, it's in typical. I have to cuff you. You are prisoners now.
I just rolled your die, not mine. 22 persuasion check. I really don't need those. Trust me, I'll go with you.
We're more than happy to cooperate.
We're more than happy to cooperate, as we don't cooperate.
And he looks at Mira then. Your hands, miss.
Kind of look over at Luke and then look back and say, I'm sure that this isn't necessary, but we'll cooperate in whatever way is necessary to you.
Do you allow him to cuff you, or are you attempting persuasion to not?
I will attempt a persuasion to have him not cuff us, but I'm not.
Well, Luke's
gonna...
already in the clear. He's coming at you with the cuffs.
Okay, I will attempt to persuade him, but I'm not gonna resist per se if it doesn't work.
Do I notice this happening at all, or no?
Not yet. They're a little bit farther down the hallway. You'll see him in a minute.
Okay.
24.
Alright. He kind of looks at both of you, kind of like shakes his head and puts the cuffs back in the pouch behind his waist. Oh, bloody hell. Alright. Done a lot for the city, I guess. I guess I can trust you. You still need to walk in front of me. Please turn around and start walking towards the prison. I assume you know where that is?
I nod my head.
He gestures to you begin walking. He still has his hand on his weapon, hasn't drawn it or anything, just is wearing it.
As I'm walking by Orphan,
So you're walking back down the hallway. You get to the lobby area where the secretary is an Orphan, coming down. Kind of, I assume, serious looking looks on their faces, and the guard behind them, hand on his weapon, looking nervous, seemingly to be ushering your two companions down the hall. You see the three of them come out. What were you gonna do?
I'm gonna kind of sit up and observe for a moment.
They
So,
begin to proceed.
as I walk by Orphan, like right before I walk by him, really, what I want to do is I want to grab my loot, or not my loot, my lyre, and I just want to hand it to him.
The guard, as you come into the lobby area, still has his hand on his sword, and as he sees Orphan, he stops once again and in the two of yours direction, commands you to halt. Halt! You there! You with them, aren't you?
Sorry, what?
You're with these Sanctum members? I think I remember you going into that council chamber.
I'm not with the Sanctum. I don't know what you're talking about.
Roll a deception check.
It's not a
I
deception.
mean, I'm not. I'm not with the Sanctum. This
You
is a
have been
truthful.
traveling and were involved with their latest
Right, but
adventure,
the guy
and
just
could be seen
But
as
the-
a relation to the Ivory Sanctum members.
But
That is the gist of the question. Please roll a deception check.
But that wasn't the question. The question was, I saw you go into the council chamber.
And I didn't go into the council chamber.
And you also went on to say that you are not affiliated with the Ivory Sanctum, correct?
Yes.
All right, roll a deception check.
Okay.
Got into the prison.
Hold on a second. Hang on. I'll get a math real quick.
Is anyone else
15.
in?
Sir, I'm gonna need you to fall into line with your compatriots here, or I will be forced to cuff you.
What is happening here, may I ask?
You and the Ivory Sanctum members are under arrest, pending a hearing or trial to determine
For
whether you are
what?
guilty of tampering with council members to sway them to your goals.
Since we're technically in front of the guy, can I cast charm person on him?
On the guard?
On the guard that is escorting us?
Sure.
Okay, I'll do it.
Roll,
It's
so I roll
DC
a
15.
15. Alright, he fails. He gets kind of this glassy-eyed look on his face. Like, looks at the group of you, specifically over at Mira. Oh, golly, I don't want to take you into the prison.
I'm sure you don't need to take us to the prison.
I do,
If
though.
anything, if there's supposed to be a hearing, can't that hearing just be held now? Can't the council talk to us now?
I'm not in charge of that. I was told to take you to prison. Now listen, I like you all a lot, but I've got to do my duty.
We are more than happy to
in the
cooperate.
hell
but the matters
happened?
at hand are very pressing. Would you be willing to go and talk to the council and try and convince them to at least hold our hearing now?
You want me to go talk to the council to try to get them to give you a hearing now? I'm just a guard.
I understand you're just a guard, but we know your group very well. He has helped us numerous times thus far.
Roll a
These are
persuasion check with
incredibly
advantage.
pressing matters, and the sooner we can have this hearing, I understand it's necessary.
in the hell is going on? What did you do?
Okay. I guess I'll be right back. Wish me luck. He turns around and begins to walk back down the hallway towards the council chambers.
Why are you charming people?
Okay, what else are we gonna do? Go to fucking prison?
Let them. Yes.
You're in too deep.
At this point,
Leo,
like,
I can't tell you how excited I am to now be the longest standing member of this branch of the Ivory Sanctum. It's an honor.
all I've tried to do
And,
is get them
and
to
looks
send
like you're a
a
lieutenant
single
now.
ship with us. That's all I'm asking for.
But you tried to charm 4 people.
So?
They're gonna know they were charmed.
So literally,
Now-
all I'm
now
asking
it's
is
5.
that they send one ship with us. That's the only thing I have asked for, is that they send one ship to get us to the Breath of Souls. That is not punishable by death.
I mean, charming council chambers to change their votes.
Just a few
And
years
then
in
from
prison,
the
I'm
guard
sure,
to excuse
Yeah.
the arrest.
I'm not saying excuse the arrest,
Committing
I'm
the
saying move
crime
up the
to get out
trial.
of the crime.
Oh,
I'm literally saying move up the trial.
well, I mean, this could be a great opportunity to make Oslin your fall guy.
True.
Oslin hasn't left yet.
I've only saved his life how many times now? I'm totally just gonna abandon him right here.
Oh, okay. Thank you for giving me the idea. It's happening.
By all means, do what you will. I'm done after
I
this.
still don't know
I'm
why
trying
I'm
to
involved.
fix the problem that I caused.
Alright, so the guard goes back down the hallway. What are the 3 of you doing?
What in the hell is happening?
Obviously Mira here is doing things.
Give you a dirty look
Mind
as
you,
you're
the
saying
secretary
this.
has been watching all of this.
Is this the same secretary?
No, this is a different.
Okay.
I'm whispering them. Obviously, Mira is doing things on her own accord right now. I have no idea what's going on.
Trying to get us to the Breath of Souls, since that seems to be what you wanted.
We can get to the Breath of the Souls. We had the votes. We had the people.
Did we?
Leave it up to them. Why are you trying to force them to do things?
You yourself tried to force things.
I didn't try to force anything. I just tried to calm everybody down. That's all I tried to do. I did not charm anybody.
Tried to make them see us in a friendly light. That's it.
Charmed people on the council?
It's like,
I tried to get everybody to smoke some weed, and you're like trying to get everybody to like you.
well, those things go hand.
I mean,
No,
it worked to an extent.
we're about to go to jail.
We're about to get out of jail. No, you can
I'm-
talk your way out of situations. You can talk your fucking way out of this.
I didn't put myself in this situation. You put
Well,
me
you
in.
better find a way out.
I'm gonna turn to Oslin and be like, "It's you."
Oslin went back to the
Yes,
guild.
so-
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
No, he
Silver
didn't.
tongue,
Yes, he
save
did.
us.
He went with
You didn't
fucking
say it.
Theo. I
You
don't
didn't
care.
say it.
I did
He's
not
still with
say
us.
it either.
You're right.
No.
Because he's
All right,
with us.
I'm gonna roll. If it's above 50, he stayed. If it's below 50, he left. He stayed. He left.
I'm
50 fucking 2. He barely stayed.
I'm looking at Oslin.
He looks at you.
Sorry.
For what?
Go along with everything I say.
I'm gonna go back to sitting down at a place that is a little more. I know it's not easy for a half orc to
We have a
blend in
scapegoat.
this,
I don't
but
care.
like, not
Alright,
next
so-
to them.
So, Orphan, you go back into the actual lobby area and take a seat, your same seat that you were sitting at. Meanwhile,
Can I find a
Oslin-
little more blended one?
What?
Is there a more blended one?
More blend? What?
Like, are there other people around
Yeah, there's a
Lobby?
few. There's people in here.
Can I like? Never mind. It's not gonna work anyway.
Okay.
Can't disguise as a half orc.
Yeah, you kind of stand out a little bit,
Yeah.
especially with all your gear.
Yeah. Whatever.
You could attempt to make yourself more inconspicuous.
While this is all
Or
happening,
conspicuous. I don't remember which it is.
Like I don't. I mean,
Inconspicuous? Okay. You can attempt
I
to do
want to
that.
just kind of like blend in with people, but I know that's not really possible.
Just roll a performance check.
Oh, joy. Performance. Yeah. Give me all these charisma-based checks.
I mean, you're doing charisma stuff.
14.
Alright. You take a seat between a couple of Cloudheim citizens and attempt to make yourself blend in a bit more with the common folk, trying to stand out as little as possible. Meanwhile, Mira and Luke are doing what?
while this is going on, I'm just gonna readjust some sorcery points here, and give myself another 4th level spell.
Oh boy. That's some heavy magic. What's Luke doing?
And I'm just gonna kind of pull out the coin and look at it. And be meditating on this coin while I'm doing
Okay.
this. Yeah.
What are you doing, Luke?
Honestly, what I would do right now is I'm a little stressed out, so I'd pull out my lyre and just start playing a tune. And I would start short resting.
Make a performance check.
I'd love to. 27.
The other people who are in this lounge area kind of perk up a bit as your tune begins to play throughout the room here. It's a good melody, very relaxful, very peaceful. Everybody kind of settles into a nice lull. After approximately 10 minutes or so of waiting, after the guardsmen disappear back down the hallway, you hear Luke. You hear echoing from down the hallway across the stone. Many pairs of feet moving quickly. We got a quick march. You doing it?
I look in that direction. Who's headed this way?
Nothing yet. Can't see down the hallway. Can't see the source of the sound. You can tell there are a good number of people heading this direction.
Alright, so as they're headed this direction, because I'm assuming it's going to take a few seconds for them to get to us, right? Like, on average, probably like 30 seconds maybe?
You've got a little time.
Okay, sweet. I'm playing my my little tune, and I look over at Mira and Orphan and Oslin, and I'm like, guys, we got this. We're gonna be okay.
I'm not anywhere near you.
You're in the room, aren't you?
I mean, I guess.
All right.
Yeah, but he's like on the other side of the room.
That's fine. I look over at him too, and I'm like,
Okay.
we're gonna be okay. And so, in the meantime of them making their way over, I would like to give each one of these 3 people a bardic inspiration.
Okay. So Mira, Oslin, and
Orphan.
Okay. What does that do again?
You get an extra 1d8 on any ability check.
D8.
Yeah.
8.
After a few moments, after you bestow your bardic blessing upon the party members, a squad of 8 guardsmen come marching out at a quick march from the hallway. You do not see the charmed guard among them. A few of them have spears. The front 3 have swords and shields. The ones with spears are standing behind them. They are in a battle-ready formation. And as they reach the lobby, the middle guard among the front 3 with sword and shield steps forward. He's wearing a more ornate helm than the other guardsmen. And you can assume he is probably the captain among them. Ho there, Ivory Sanctum. I must apologize for this, as you are all greatly respected among the guard, but you are hereby under arrest for tampering with Cloudheim justice. I would ask that each of you stand. He looks at Oslin, Mira, and Luke, but not at Orville. I would ask the 3 of you to please stand. Allow us to cuff you and lead you to your cell in the prisons and await your hearing to decide what is to become. I would prefer if we could avoid pleasantries. Like I said, you are well loved here. And he looks at the other guardsmen with him. We will see no harm comes to you on the journey or in the cells. But it is our duty to see you face justice.
We wish no unpleasantries, but if we must face a hearing, can it not be now while the council is already gathered? Please, can you talk to them, try anything to get them to see us now? Because we must act.
Please,
utmost
would you
urgency.
stand and turn around and please present your arms for bindings? I was instructed not to let you speak.
And I'll put my hands out, saying you may bind me. But please, I implore you, talk to the council and get them to move our hearing to now. We must act on the utmost of urgency.
Roll a persuasion check.
11.
He comes over with bindings, binds your hands, bindings for Luke, binds his hands, bindings for Oslin, binds his hands. Two of the guards come and surround you. The 2 with shields, one on your left, one on your right, the 3 of you in the center, the guard captain behind you, and the 3 spear guards behind you, and they kind of lead you forward in that formation. They take you to the prison. You see the familiar secretary sitting at the front desk. She kind of looks at the group of you quizzically, specifically at Mira, as you all pass by. You're taken back through many different corridors to a large prison cell in a long hallway. You can see other drunks, other people who are in this. This is like the bigger prison cells where people kind of stay if they're just there for a short time, maybe a week or just overnight. They're all kind of. You're all herded into a cell. Meanwhile, back at the guild hall, we have Dio and Fluff, who have arrived. The masons are still making their way to the lower level, doing some work. Oh no, it's midnight. They're all home. Okay. You do see a couple of guardsmen who are on patrol for the guild hall at the moment, and you walk back inside. What do you do?
I'm gonna sit and think about like the book being stolen, what happened at that council meeting. But I'm ultimately going to maybe wait like 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes to see if like anybody comes back, and if not, then just go to bed.
Yeah, there's not much that Fluff is looking to do either, other than just wait up for everybody. She will probably not go to bed.
Alright. After about 15 minutes, so you get back to the guild hall, and about 15 minutes later, Fluff, you hear from outside in the guild courtyard a squad of soldiers approaching. Just maybe a group of 5 or 6 making their way towards the guild hall entrance.
I see them because I'm probably just up on the roof as I usually am when I'm trying to wind down.
Alright, you see a squadron of Cloudheim soldiers making their way, with serious looks on their faces, making their way towards the Ivory Sanctum Guild Hall.
What ho?
You there! Are you Ivory Sanctum?
Yes.
You are under arrest for attempted
For the
swaying
shenanigans.
Attempted swaying of the council opinion, and must be taken to a prison cell to await hearing and judgment for your actions.
Fluff will roll her eyes, but calmly float down.
Are there any other members of the guild here currently?
There's one inside.
Would you please ask them to step outside? Please come quietly. We do not wish any hostility, if it can be avoided.
I'll go inside and put my loot away and get changed back into regular clothes, and then go on to Dio's room.
Dio, you awaken to a knock at your door. If you were even awake, or if you were even asleep by that point, it wouldn't have been too much longer.
Probably not. So answer the door.
You see Fluff standing outside.
What is going on? Have you come back?
No, we're under arrest.
Excuse me, why?
I mean, you saw what our friends were doing in the chambers.
Maybe not. She's being pretty discreet. I mean, you probably would have seen because you have such a high passive perception. What's yours, Dio?
15.
You probably would have noticed as well. What's your passive, like, sleight of hands?
Like 11.
What's your stealth?
Like passive stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, 12.
Yeah. You both definitely would have seen.
Are we just going to be arrested, or are we going to run away?
I mean, you do you, but I plan on going with them. I assume that the rest of our party has already been apprehended.
Doesn't seem in our best interest to be arrested, but I guess we can't fight the entire city.
Hey, I just told them that I'd come and get you. If you happen to have disappeared, then you happen to have disappeared. But I'm going now, and I'll start walking away.
What do you do, Dio?
Let's get arrested!
There's like no windows in this fucking building at all. There's only one door.
Let's go to jail. Let's go to jail.
Okay, go to hide the building. They already said it was there. So yeah, I guess I'm
I mean, they're outside. They're not anywhere in the building. So
I guess I'll comply.
Let's go to jail.
well, once I hear you start like catching up, I'm like, that's probably for the best.
There's nowhere to run to even if I resist arrest, so let's...
So Dio hangs in the doorway for a few moments after Fluff is turned and begins heading back down the hallway. And then after a few moments, Fluff, you hear Dio kind of move up quickly, jogging a little bit, and then starts pacing behind you. You have your exchange. Head back out front.
Well, we're here.
The guardsmen kind of spread out to make a sort of circle, and the guard who had talked to you initially kind of gestures towards the center. If you would, please enter the center of our squadron, and we will escort you to the prison.
Escort away.
Sure.
Back at the prison, the three of you have just been ushered into the cage.
While I am in the prison cell, would I be able to cast a message to the secretary out front?
Sure.
Can I just tell her, please try and convince them to move our hearing up to now?
Is message the one where you have to like do it in the direction, or is that the one where you can do it to anyone anyway?
It's
You have to point in their direction, but it's within 120 feet.
but it can also move around corners in every which way. It doesn't have to be a straight line.
Yeah. Just roll a basic intelligence check as you try to track your
7.
you try to track your way through the tunnels and like in your minds map out the direction you're coming in and try to figure out in which way to cast the spell.
Yeah, 7.
Your first cast, you say the words, you cast your spell, there is no reply.
Can I cast it multiple times while we're in the cell?
Sure.
Okay. And it's
So
just
there's no, you
multiple
cast it the first time,
intelligence
no reply. Cast it the second time,
checks. 9.
no reply. You,
Wow.
you switch to another direction. Cast it again.
8.
You have proficiency on this one. Or advantage.
Still an 8.
Alright, that is 3 fails.
Yikes.
Natural 1.
Yikes.
Alright, you're done for a moment.
Okay.
With a natural 1, you're done for the moment.
That's fair.
So, the two of you,
You 2 dice.
Mira's kind of sitting there, you hear her muttering the same message over and over. And like she's like muttering it facing one direction, she changes directions and mutters it again. And is beginning to get frustrated, maybe a little desperate, as she keeps muttering the same message over and over again. And releasing this magic into the air. Luke and Orphan What are you two doing in the cell?
What? I'm not here.
Oh, that's right. You're. What does Orphan do then? Since you watch as the guards take Luke, Oslin, and Mira away, leaving you sitting in the lobby. What do you do afterwards?
I want to head back to the guild hall, but I also don't want to. I want to kind of be unnoticed and not
Roll a
stand out.
stealth check.
Look out for guards and not be. Say okay. God. Another 14.
You return to the guild, and as you get to the courtyard entrance, you look inside and see surrounding two of your other compatriots, Dio and Fluff, are a group of guards. It seems they are leading them out of the guild hall area in your direction. They have not seen you yet.
I don't want to be there. I want to go away.
You go where?
Not
Right.
there.
So you see that, you immediately back up, turn around, and head off in just a random direction, getting away as quickly as you can. Dio and Fluff are led away by guards. What do you do?
Okay, do I notice that the guards are gone now?
Yeah, you wait long enough. The guards have left with Dio and Fluff. You return to the guild, look in the courtyard, don't see anybody. You do see your group's posted guards still patrolling the walkway up on the top, and every now and then you can see the guard inside walking.
Like Cloudheim guards and not Sanctum guards?
Your group's guards, posted by your group. His specific squad. They are Cloudheim guards as well, but they are specific to your group's domain.
I'm not gonna go in.
Alright.
I want to, again, kind of not trying to be noticed, go to the, go and look for the prison, just kind of watch, see if I see them being let in or anyone let out.
As you turn to head back towards the prison you've visited on a couple of occasions now, the salesman, who has recently taken up shop outside the front of your guild hall, looks over at you. Hey, what are you on, friend? Sure you don't want to take a look at my wares? I have a couple new items since yesterday. Where are you going? Aren't you friends with the Ivory Sanctum fellows here?
Not at the moment.
Roll a
Thank
fresh
you.
stealth check with disadvantage as the your group guard walking up on top turns and looks in this direction.
Stealth check with disadvantage. Okay. 13. First roll was a natty 20.
Cool. Alright. 13 is just enough. The guard does look and turn and look in this direction, but he just kind of glances and then continues on his patrol.
I'm gonna kind of walk over to the salesman and be, hush.
He licks his eyeball. Yeah, interested in my wares, are you?
I'm afraid I don't have the coin for them right now.
Oh, well, that's a shame. Should you ever get it, though, come find me. Or perhaps I'll find you.
Of course. Now, good night to you, my friend.
Excellent. Hey, good day. Come back with coin.
Now I'm gonna head towards the prison.
Alright, are you still attempting to keep a low profile?
Actually, I don't want to go to the prison quite yet. I'm gonna head to a. Gonna head to the tavern, the nearest tavern I can find.
Okay. Are you attempting to keep a low profile on your way to the tavern?
Yes.
I mean tavern.
Some.
Tavern.
Somewhat.
Okay. Roll a stealth check as you attempt to avoid guard patrol eyes.
19.
19. Excellent. All right. You make your way to the closest tavern and are fairly confident you have not aroused any suspicion or been spotted by any guards or patrols. You enter into the tavern, which we'll call the Saudi Cellar.
Sure, why not?
It's pretty dead. It's like 1 in the morning at this point, maybe a little earlier than that. Yeah, it's pretty dead. Everybody's either gone up to bed or has passed out at a table.
They have rooms here then?
The innkeeper or bartender, whoever it is, standing behind the bar counter, looks up as you enter in through the front door. Who there? What can I do for you this late in the evening, mate?
Well, I could use a pint for one.
Sure. Couple copper do you for that. Take a seat, mate.
Sure.
Let me know your troubles. What's going on? Lay it on.
Do you have any rooms available?
Sure. Got a few different choices if you have the coin for something nice here. Otherwise, I've got a standard room for you, just a few silver.
Few silver? I
Full
toss them
gold
the
piece
gold
if you
and
want
say,
something real nice. Got a good extra, say 10 square feet or so.
I'll take a standard, and I'll just toss
Just a
them the gold
standard. Are
for
you
that
totally
and
sure
drink.
with the standard room? So I mean, with the gold room, you get a wardrobe, place a little trunk. You can stick any items in you'd like. I'll give you a key. You can lock it up. Keep things safe. I'm just, the gold room is by far the most comfortable way to stay in the city, mate.
And how much is that?
Just a gold.
To
For the
gold?
night.
Alright. Why the hell not?
Excellent. Thank you for your patience, sir. Here's a key for your room. You go upstairs, 2nd level. Alright, room 6. It's all you. Oh, wait, here's the key for the chest. And he hands you a smaller brass key for the chest.
Big. Tavern should have been called Twigs and Berries. I agree.
Upsold.
Legendary.
I also
now
want to
that's
ask
how you sell a smothered.
have you heard any goings on for the night? Any rumors going around?
Just everybody's talking about the great bloody attack last night. Killed a bunch of guards from what I heard and caused quite a stir in the city. Fucking cultists. Should never let her in, that's my opinion,
I've heard that for sure. Alright. Well,
Way to go.
thank you for your help, my friend.
Yeah, of course, yeah, sure. Enjoy the room. Great value for the price, my friend.
Thanks. Alright, I'm gonna grab the keys, finish off the pint, head to the room.
Alright. This could be a good stopping point, but we can continue if people want to continue.
Continue for a little bit.
Alright.
Yeah, I'm fine.
So, Orphan has made his way up to his room. Open the door, proceed inside. It's very tidy. The sheets are fresh. The wardrobe is sturdy. The trunk is sturdy as well. Has a few bands of iron strapped around it to kind of reinforce it a little bit. The bed itself seems to be full of feathers. Should be quite a comfortable night for you. Meanwhile, Mira, Luke, and Ozelin are met with the friendly faces of Dio Fairfax and Fifth Fluff Furfist, as they too are ushered into your cell. The five of you reunited, the door locked behind you, guards moving away, one standing at the entrance. What do you do?
So, seems as if things did not go our way.
Seems not. And Fluff will go over to the bench towards the back of the cell, if there's a bench there.
Alright, take a seat on the bench.
I'm gonna kneel down wherever I am in the cell and pull out the coin and just say a somewhat prayer to the goddess of chaos that you clearly have seen something in me, something that you deem necessary in this world right now. If you care about this cult destroying the laws of nature and the laws of chaos, and if you believe in the mission that we are on to straighten the order and to maintain the laws of chaos that you follow, please help us get out of this, and please help us follow these cultists to the breath of souls, so that we can restore the balance that you need.
The rest of you watch as wherever Mira has taken position in this cell, she kind of rests on her knees and begins to mutter a small prayer. And unless you specifically try to overhear, it just sounds like she's kind of whispering to herself.
Yeah, it's supposed to be more or less silent.
Okay. Just saying it in her head. She just kind of closes her eyes and seems to be focusing on something.
So are we gonna try and break out, or are we just gonna sit?
Should probably sit tight. Let's figure out a way to get out of this peacefully. These are the people that, honestly, this is our only hope of actually getting to the Breath of Soul safely. And hopefully we haven't messed that up.
In a whispered tone, so if any guards nearby were listening, they have a hard time hearing. I'd ask what happened to Orton.
He wasn't taken.
Well, if we're sitting tight then, I'm gonna curl up in the corner and fall asleep.
Alright.
Luke would probably be staying up the entire night, or at least not actually sleeping or anything right away, and he'd be trying to come up with a plan of action for the morning.
Alright. What is Fluff doing?
Is Luke trying to communicate anything to us, or is he just kind of
He
doing his thing in his head?
So Dio moves off to a corner and kind of sits down on the bench and leans up against the wall and starts to kind of doze off. Luke moves off to another corner and sits down and seems to be just thinking extremely hard. You can see his eyes moving. He's just kind of staring off in a direction. You can tell he's really pondering hard about something.
Yeah, I was just asking Luke if he was doing this out loud or just all to himself.
I would probably be muttering things to myself, but I wouldn't be verbalizing anything
Okay.
specific. But you definitely would see me. I'm not trying to keep this a secret that I'm trying to figure this shit out in my head.
Yeah, if you're not trying to actively involve anybody else, then Fluff will lay back on the bench, cross-legged, and just kind of stare at the ceiling until she drifts off.
Mira?
Every now and then kind of just sighing loudly.
So, Mira, after your prayer, there is no direct response from the Lady of Chaos. There's no... you don't hear any voice in your mind. You say your prayer, perhaps meditate for a little bit. What do you do?
I'm gonna try to send a message to the secretary up front again about moving up our hearing.
Alright. Roll an intelligence check.
Well, that one's a 17.
We give you... Alright, what do you say in your message? 14 words? Is that right?
I think it's just like a sentence.
Yeah, but it has like a word. You can just talking forever. Message.
Doesn't have a word limit.
Message does not have a word limit.
Yeah,
Sending does,
sending
but not
does.
message. But it does say just like a short sentence.
Yeah.
Whisper a message. So yeah, we'll say a sentence.
So I think just please try to convince them to move our trial up as soon as possible.
A few moments pass by, and you hear her voice in your head. It's you. I'm just a secretary. Not much I can do.
Can I send another message to her? You must know someone who can help us here.
Roll a persuasion check.
17.
I'll talk to who I can, dearie, but you're friends with your crews. I don't know anyone like that, so I do what I can, but I think you should probably talk to him.
Can I sense your brute anywhere in the vicinity?
Well, how would you do that?
Just like by some means of arcana, of like, yeah. I will send her another message. If anything you can do to help us would be beneficial.
Like I said, I'll do what I can, because at the end of the day, I am just a secretary.
At that point, I'll just keep repeating this sort of prayer of please help us maintain the balance of chaos that you need. To the Lady of Chaos.
Alright. After about 2 hours from when Dio and Fluff are dropped off in the cell, a extremely exhausted Yorgurt comes down the hallway and stops outside your cell. Just Yorgurt by himself. You can see dark circled under his eyes. The strain and stress of his position already aging his face. You can see a few gray hairs sprouting in his young brown blonde hair. He looks at the guard who's standing outside the cell and kind of like gestures him away. Thank you, but I'll talk to him myself, if you don't mind. Guard nods and walks away, giving you a semblance of privacy with your room. He looks around at each of you who are still awake or have taken notice of him. Bloody hell, you lot. I understand your intentions, but trying to charm council members. What are you thinking?
Yogurt. As much as I might not completely agree with the actions of all of us, you do understand the intentions behind it.
I do.
What say the council as of now?
It's not looking good.
They want us dead?
No, you definitely won't be killed. You've done too damn much for this bloody city. I don't think there's an executioner here who would carry out that order.
What say the council about sending at least part of your crew to bring back the book?
That's definitely off the table now. I'd say at this point your best bet is exile. Never to return to Cloud.
What if we brought back the book while in exile?
Maybe if we brought it back, they'd see it in their hearts to grant you clemency for your roots.
What say you about going and getting the book?
If we retrieve the book, we don't need to come back here, ever.
That's completely up to you.
You don't need to retrieve the book. They already have the book. They have the information that they need. They've had the hours necessary to find the information within it.
No, but the city of Cloudhound needs the book.
The way I see it, every second you're in this bloody cell, there's another second they're getting closer to the Breath of Souls.
Exactly.
So what say you in helping us start our exile early?
What, you want me to break you out of prison right now? Does that seem smart to
I'm
you?
not asking you to break us out of prison.
I am.
I will accept these actions as my own, not as my compatriots.
It was you then.
I accept my actions as my own.
Well, if you were to come forward and confess, perhaps they'd let your compatriots go a bit quicker and keep you in prison alone.
If I request a hearing now and confess to my deception, will that be of aid? Will that help us follow the cultists and the Madseer and potentially stop them before they can do irreparable harm?
A pained kind of look comes across Yorgur's face as he kind of looks around at everybody and looks at you. With the position I have, I could probably get a hearing quickly. And if you wish to confess, If you confess, you could probably get your friends out of here quicker.
I mean, regardless of what happens, we're now basically stuck here until our airship gets repaired, right? Like, the only reason we came here was to get a quicker exit from Cloudheim. But now that that's off the table, like, we're going to be stuck in Cloudheim for at least 2 days, anyways, while our ship's being repaired.
We don't have 2 days.
I would,
Well, we don't have the ability to catch the cultists where they're going if we don't have an airship. We're losing ground if we try on foot.
I would point out that if you're planning on staying, it'll be under watch of the guard. And you'll be paying close attention to every bloody thing you do from here on out.
Question for you. How much do you care about getting vengeance?
Vengeance? For what?
For all your own men that died. For the wreckage that the cultists have done to the city.
The way I can most help out is staying here and giving commands. I've earned my position on the council. I've earned my squad. You listen to me. My best bet for vengeance is you lot.
So help us.
I'm bloody trying to help you, but you keep doing shit like trying to charm council members.
What can I do to fix this? As my actions are my own. Not of my compatriots. This fight goes beyond me, it goes beyond you, it goes beyond this entire city. And we are the best chance that we stand against these cultists. So what can I do to fix this?
I think your best bet is if you confess. Get your friends off the hook. So now, get out of the city as quickly as possible. Honestly, don't know what I can do to help you at this point.
What happens to Mira if she does confess? In your expert opinion, what would happen?
Probably prison time. Possibly exile.
And if no one confesses, what happens?
You will all be taken and seen in court and will be tried as a group. Whatever sentence is passed, you will take as a group. Like I said earlier, it's probably going to be exile or something along those lines.
Is there any way we can convince them to exile all of us for the betterment of the city?
Oh, I'm sure. It's just how fast is it, or how long is it going to take? Bureaucracy's a hell of a bitch. I'm sure you don't want to be sitting here for a few days.
Do I need to make myself a demon in the eyes of the city? Do I need to make us appear as saints? What is going to work? What will get us out of this city, out of this prison cell, and on the way to the breath of souls the fastest? Because that's what matters at this point.
Convince them you're here to help. Convince them you're not going to cause any more trouble. And I think your suggestion of getting the history of Cloudheim back in repayment for your misdeeds is a good plan.
And how soon can we make this happen?
Like I said, bureaucracy's a hell of a thing. And I'm sure in the council members' eyes, letting you sit here in prison for a couple of days to rot is probably part of the punishment. I can try to move things along, get you a hearing a little quicker. But you've got to realize the council's not bloody happy with you.
I understand they're not. But we're not who they have to be afraid of. We're not trying to harm them in any way. We're trying to move things ahead so we can make progress against the real enemy here.
I've got another meeting at dawn. I will speak on your behalf. If you have anything I could tell them, I would perhaps appease them, anything different, anything new. Otherwise, I will say you have offered to go into exile and seek out the history of Cloudheim as a sort of redemption quest, as it were.
What if we just sent you to the council with a plea offer of something like 2 days that we're under house arrest, and then we will leave the city for good? We just need as long as it takes to fix our airship, and then we can be out of this city's hair for good, or maybe until we find the book.
I wouldn't be surprised if they grant you that, considering what you have done for the city. But what you did throws even that into question, as far as your motives.
We know why they stole the history of Cloudheim. We know the information they aim to get out of it. We've already found the other book that the only other book that we're aware of that contains the same information. We are the only people that know where they're going and how to get there.
Can you perhaps give me the book and tell me how to find the information in it?
Oh,
What's that?
no.
For your own safety. A history of
Just
At this point, I don't.
If I had that information, if I could pass that book along, then it would work in your favor.
Yeah, but then our worth is gone, and then you might as well just kill us.
That's your call, mate.
That's not something you want to say to your captors.
A history of Cloudheim is already enchanted to put any readers to sleep. The book that we have doesn't have those same defenses. If anything, it's easier to find this information out of it. So, say the cultists look through a history of Cloudheim and they cannot make their way past its defenses. Their next best bet is the book that we have.
Let me ask you this then. Do you think in the cultist sorcerers, enchanters, and whoever is in their ranks, do you think they won't be able to penetrate the defenses of the book?
Well, I think they will. I think it will just take them some time, but if Twill is with them, I think Twill would be able to do that.
I knew Twill a bit. Nice fella and all, I suppose, but put him to the pincers, put him to the torture. I don't know if it lasts.
I don't think it would.
Personally, I believe in the power of Cloudheim. I believe in the power of your sorcerers and enchanters. And I think they've put powerful magic into this book that could potentially hold off the cultists long enough or be able to frustrate them enough to look for another means, which could mean another attack on the city, which could mean more loss of life of your guards and of your people. The absolute best way that your castle has to prevent this
understand what you're saying, Mira. I'm on your bloody side. But the council doesn't trust you anymore. I will continue to press your case. I will do what I can. Like I said, there's a meeting in the morning.
Any case in favor, that is it. Otherwise, let me have my hearing. Let me take the blame here, because, as I said, my actions are my own.
We're all in this
Like
together.
the Patriots here, they are innocent of trying to join the council. They've done nothing wrong here. They're just trying to go about their day and help the city of Valheim as best they can.
At this point, he looks to the rest of the group. Those of you who are paying attention. So, if I go to the council tomorrow and tell them that Miro's taken the fall, you're all okay with that?
I'd prefer for all of us to be exiled together. I told you what I prefer our plea deal to be, but I'm not one who would like Mira to take the fall.
Ideally, we would go together, but this is a very time-pressing issue. So if I have to take the fall, then I will.
As I've said a couple times, I realize that it's a time-sensitive issue, but we don't really have a way to catch the cultist without an airship. We need something that can go faster than or a similar speed to the travel rate that the cultists have, and we won't have that for a couple days.
You know, if we actually, I set up Yogurt. Before your meeting in the morning, come back to us, and we'll have our decision made.
Alright.
Give us some time to talk amongst ourselves.
That's fair enough. Yeah. Sorry it's come to this.
Me too.
You're all bloody heroes in my eyes. See you in a few hours, I guess.
That's the hope.
And he leaves. The guard who was standing in front of your cage returns, takes up his position, leaving the group of you and your son.
So at that point, I'll look around at the group. As much as us, if we can get a plea deal as a group, even 2 days, like it's horrible, but it is what it is. We're here, we're stuck 2 days here no matter what, if we want to be able to travel through the air at least. Agreed?
Mm-hmm.
Unless someone's got a better idea. What?
Unless I stay behind.
Even if you stay behind, though, we still don't have an airship that travels for 2 days.
If I see that Dio is still asleep in the corner, I'll go shake him awake so that he might be able to chime in on this if he would have anything to say.
Just making sure it's clear, the airship does fly, it just flies slow.
Correct. Greg has sworn that it flies, and he is willing to fly it as is.
Yes.
Brody has also said that.
The other thing we could do, and this was an offer from Brody, is to pay him a daily wage to be our boatswain and live on the boat
Nice.
and take care of it for us. So even if we were to leave tomorrow, if Brody's willing to come with us and we pay him his rate, then at that point we can get the repairs done as we travel. And if what we're looking for is to move out tomorrow, then I think the only option we have is for Mira to accept the blame. Which at that point, I'm assuming we're all still going to be exiled.
Yeah.
They're not just going to let us go out scotch-free. And if that is the way it is, there's no better way of being exiled than flying out on an airship.
Yeah, that is fair. Well, we don't have a whole lot of options, so-
I mean, if without Mira, Mira is my last vestige of what connected me to this group. I was sent here to assist a certain group, and Mira is Mira and Oslin, I guess, are the last vestiges of that.
I look over at Mira, and I look over at, and then I look at Fluff. We're not going to leave without Mira. There are ways for us to still leave with Mira. If we never come back here again, how much harm is that?
Fuck.
I mean, a stain of a stain on a reputation, even though it's intangible, is still a stain.
It's going to be a stain no matter what, whether we're exiled as a group or she's the only one that takes the blame. It's up to her, really.
So at this point, they haven't taken like any of our weapons or items at all?
Nope.
Okay.
Just in the cell, doors locked, guard standing by. Deny anything. Dio, you don't have anything to add to this conversation?
I was suddenly arrested and was going with the flow, just to go with the flow. So,
A lot of
Can I do an
joints
intelligence
smoking in
check?
the corner.
oh, absolutely.
If
yeah.
need be, where are we located within the building? Like, how close are we to an exterior wall?
I mean,
After my
roll an
numerous
intelligence
intelligence
check.
checks. 13.
You're pretty sure from the entrance, you like went deeper and deeper into the compound, as it were. And you know you're at least 150 feet from wherever the entrance was. At least.
Okay, but hypothetically, if I were to try and create a door through one of the walls of the cell, would that end up in another cell, or would I be able to make that through, like, a bunch of stone and get us out of the building?
Is this the gateway spell you're trying to do? What's the spell you're trying to do?
This would be from the wand that I have.
Oh. I mean,
Since it can create a door through anything.
But it doesn't like create it in another the exit in another location. It just gets you through like the wall that I guess.
So I guess the question I think she's
But, like-
asking is the wall that we are standing against. Is, on the other side of that wall,
Is
are there
there,
like
like-
cracks or something that we can see outside?
No.
Okay.
Is there like another prison cell on the other side of that
you're not
wall,
sure.
or is that like
You don't.
the wall goes into more stone, and on the other side of that stone we could get out through?
So like you went through a doorway into this like hallway full of these detention cells that you put in a cell. 3 corners are like bars,
Okay.
all bar, and then your back is like a brick or a like just a flat stone wall.
Okay.
Okay.
You could totally put your door up, and we could see what's on the other side of that wall. But as far as knowing what's on the other side of that wall, you're not sure.
Okay. With the natural 20 Arcana check on the wand, would I know how many charges it has?
I mean, as far as you know, it doesn't really have charges. As long as it's in place, it works.
Okay.
I mean, at this point, alright, so in my head, and I'm in character here, if all of us are free except for Mira, then the only person we have to worry about is Mira.
So let's do first things first. Orphan, what is your plan for the night and the morning ahead?
Y'all can hear me, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. My plan is to rest for the night, and then get up and go to the city council area to find your group.
To find your group?
Yes.
Okay.
Ideally, to try and catch him, like, early before he goes into any meeting.
I mean, what time are you planning on getting up?
What time? Like, it's like, what?
At this
One?
point, if you want to get a long rest, you're gonna be sleeping past dawn.
I mean, I don't need a long rest. I could take a quick, like, 3 to 4 hour.
Okay. So you'll get the
Dealio.
effects of a short rest, but not a long rest.
Yeah.
So what time are you getting up?
Say, what time is it now, roughly?
By the time you find an inn, arrange for your room, you head up to bed, it's probably well past 1 a.m.
Okay, let's say by, like, 6.
Okay. So probably around dawn. Around dawn?
Yeah, maybe a little before that. I want to be, like, going at 6.
Orphan, roll a d4.
D4. 3.
Alright, roll a d20.
Any modifiers?
Wisdom.
That works out in my favor. Is this saving or just wisdom?
It's just a wisdom check.
Maybe that doesn't work out. 13.
Alright, so back to the group in the cell. What is any other discussions you have?
The last thing that I said was, if Mira were to take the blame, all of us would at least have more freedom, and then the only person we would have to worry about is Mira.
And Fluff has kind of rolled her eyes at the at her inference that there may be some slight law breaking going on, trying to get Mira out of prison.
I
Or trying
mean,
to get all of us out of prison.
just saying, if we got her out of prison, what's the worst thing they're gonna have to do? Chase us in their airships?
Right.
Their airships.
Oh my
Accidentally
god.
lead back up to the brother's world.
If they do chase us in their airships, they're probably
that.
gonna catch us because we're on one that's being
Super duper
repaired
slow.
mid-flight.
Oh yeah.
That's a fair point.
So we get a 2-week head start. They'll catch up to us just in time.
Or figure out some way to like super boost your airship.
You are really making me reconsider wanting to try to help you in any way.
I mean, you don't know anything
now,
about this
buddy.
conversation, so
You've already made
I
your
know.
choice. No backseats.
You're closest, or we are your closest path to Zaire, so you're kind of stuck with us at this point. I mean, if I still have my stuff on me, I can dimension door out.
yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Like, I could potentially dimension door myself up above the city and fly away. Maybe?
But at the
Not that
same
you guys know this.
At the same time, like, is Mira okay taking the blame and then possibly running away, like escaping prison?
I mean, like, alignment-wise, I'm neutral good. So
If you guys are going to keep discussing breaking out of prison and whatnot, Fluff is going to refuse to engage in this conversation and will go to the bench towards the back of the cell.
You're doing kind of like you throw your hands up and walk off to the side of the cell and just like ignore them.
Honestly, if we all go down and we're all exiled, that's also not the worst thing in the world.
let's assume we can get exiled.
I mean,
And how soon is that going to happen? We don't have weeks to wait.
Honestly, like, not a whole lot of opinion. Like, I feel like we shouldn't just leave Mira to, like, be in prison by herself, but we definitely need to get the plug out of here.
I'm the one that got us into trouble. If anything, if I need to pay for that mistake, then I will. But we need to get to other souls. We need to stop the cult of Manseer. We can't do that if you're here fighting to get me out of prison.
Well, then we should all break out of this hell together.
And how are we gonna do that?
Just kick open the door. And go from there.
alright, we're not gonna do that.
That's worked so well. Yes.
Fluff is already not too excited about breaking one person out, let alone 4. Including herself.
I mean, your Groot seemed
He's so fun.
like your Groot seemed like he was hopeful that we could be out relatively soon if we all just agreed to exile.
We can walk in tomorrow, apologize for the actions taken, and hope to be exiled.
I bet if we charmed them first, they'd be more likely to agree to whatever plea deal we throw at them.
Your Groot did say they might leave you to rot for a couple days.
If us as a group apologizing and asking for a plea deal doesn't work, at that point, I think Plan B would then be Mira stepping forward. Worst comes to worst, we have one day and we get a solid full day of repairs on our airship. In the meantime. If it doesn't happen in the first day, we at least get some repairs done while we're sitting here in prison. Right? Like, what's the worst thing that's gonna happen?
What? Well, I guess we can end it there for tonight. Pick up next week with John with a new day.
Damn you, Dice Joe.
Okay, there's some good natty ones today.
I had so many. I didn't roll above a 5 for like my first 4 rolls.
Like, my dice are usually so good to me.
One roll and it was not great.
Fucking work, man.
Well, fuck you too.
Well, it was also out of just one roll.
Honestly, I didn't roll terrible tonight. I'm
You
wondering-
Roll?
Yeah?
I only
You rolled
made,
more than any
like,
of us.
Wasn't me.
I only made like 2 rolls tonight.
Yeah, he did.
I
Yeah, he stealth checked like 4 different times, and...
You realize how many intelligence checks I had?
Okay, I mean, you're right.
Yeah, I had like 7 or 8 rolls tonight. I'm curious what the last one was with the D4 and the D20.
Oh boy. I did not plan for that at all.
Huh?
I did not think that was going to happen.
I was really close to just trying to fight, honestly.
Oh man, that would have been interesting.
Well, on the positive, guys, at least we're probably not going to get kidnapped while we're in jail.
Yeah, now we can be murdered.
That is a positive. We're not gonna get kidnapped while we're in jail.
I mean, you never know, man.
That's fair.
Hey, I said probably.
That is true. You did say
Fair.
probably.
I bum arrived with y'all.
What?
I bum arrived with y'all.
Yeah, I got you. Where do you live?
Over on Barger.
Hi.
Man, we're in jail.
Yeah,
At
man.
the very least, anything I've done is out of good intentions.
Totally.
First drunken D&D session.
Oh yeah.
Lands in jail.
Mira's definitely moving down the chaotic side.
Well,
That's the point,
she's
though.
worshipping the goddess of chaos.
We'll see her die too soon. We could have been good friends.
Exactly worshipping.
You are
Yes.
now
You were
praying to
fucking
her.
praying.
You're like muttering to a coin. Like
It's true.
Literally praying.
It's not quite worshipping in my book. That's like, hey, if you have any plans for me, get me the fuck out of this. That's not, oh, almighty goddess of chaos, please help me here in this time of need. I have given myself to you, and please repay, like, my sacrifice to you. Like, there's a
Smite me,
difference
almighty
there.
smiter.
Smite me, almighty smiter.
Like the equivalent of smite me, daddy. Like, I've spent too much time with Kim.
Oh my
I've spent way
god.
too much time with Kim.
Oh my god. That's tattoo worthy.
That's where my mind goes now. It's bad. I've spent too much time with Kim.
Yeah, she gets to you fast.
So if we just stay up all night in jail, will we see Oswald just like disintegrate, or is he gonna get like into a different cell, or how does that work?
Hey, let's all hold his hand so that when he lightning bolts out, we all get lightning bolted out.
That's actually a smart plan.
Someone be holding his hand
I'm
at all
kind of
times.
tempted to just try to like wand out of the prison cell now.
No.
I'm just gonna punch the door open.
I mean, worst comes to worst, what else am I gonna do?
Dimension
I know
door.
I can dimension door myself and one other person. That's it.
But see, the worst comes to
hate it.
worst is
I
you take the
call-
blame. You by yourself are in prison and all
Worst
of us
comes
get
to
out.
worst is we all stay in prison.
I am kind of like mad that I didn't have video because you guys couldn't see the amount of head shaking I was doing for the last like 20 minutes.
No matter what?
The amount of head shaking I've been doing for the last 20 minutes.
I mean, what all did you do before that?
Yeah, I was gonna say you head shake all the time. What's new? Oh, I think it turned off.
What?
Yeah.
You head shake all the time. What's new?
Yeah?
All right.
But like, what exactly did you do before that? Like,
Not
did you
go
do
to
anything
prison?
to convince them?
No, you didn't come into the council chambers.
You're right, but I'm also not in prison.
I at least have a way out of prison right now.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We're all over that.
We'll find out what happens next week.
11 o'clock Pacific Standard